everyone, how you doing? Excuse me. Oh my lord, excuse me. Tonight we're just doing some chill streams. I just wanna play some neofly, get our money up, because I've been playing a little bit, and I understand. Hey Div. And I understand that a lot of people want to see Vatsim in the videos, but I still have loans to pay off in neofly. So before I even think about finishing off any sort of neofly, we have to get those loans paid off. However, I do enjoy playing neofly and flight sim economy and stuff like that. We've put a lot of effort into our neofly as well. It says somewhere how much flight time you have. Let me bring up the neofly screen here. I am on the wrong profile apparently. One moment. No, I'm on the right one. Why is it not show? Oh my god, my computer's freaking out. Why? Let's pause that. Anyway, hello everyone. How are you all doing today? Hope you're doing well. We're just chilling out. Alright, let's close this. There's not really much else I can close, unfortunately. I can close that window, that's about it. Alright, neofly isn't wanting to show. When I press it in OBS it shows, but the button itself is not working. So we're gonna have to do this the old-fashioned way. We have 41 hours of flight time in this career. Here we go. Get chilling with ya. Hi there. Nice of you to join me today. Thank you. Alright, here we go. So the fly time is 41 hours on this profile. I've made a bit of money since we last played. If we go over to the balance here, I got slammed with a bunch of fees today. Here we go. Aircraft rent for 1 day, 3 days, weekly loan, that there is $40,000, $41,000. Another one, that makes it about $43,000. So I lost $43,000 when logging in today, putting me at about $70,000. And now we're up at 191. We want 330. Hey, what's up, Nathan? How you doing today? We want $332,000. We can get a loan for the 150. We could pay this loan off if we got 150. Actually, that's not such a bad idea, because then our loan repayments will be under 30. I think that'll be, hang on, what's 150 plus 17%? Just add about another 15,000 on top, so about 160, 165, $170,000, which means that our next repayment will only be $16,000 instead of 33,000. But we'll be left with very little money. Luckily, there are jobs running out of Rockhampton right now. So we'll probably, let's do that. Let's get this loan here. We'll pay this one off. Make sure we have enough fuel. We have enough fuel for where we're going. We're just hopping across to one of the islands off of Queensland's thing. 175.5. Okay. Well, if it doesn't work, we can make it work. So we'll get this loan here. The loan repayment should be $17,000 instead of $33,000 then. 17.5. So we get that loan. 15. And with that, we can pay off that loan. Now we're only $8,000 at the moment, but like I said, we're going to go do a job as well. We're going over to Great Keppel Islands airfield. It's a bit awkward to land on. So we're just going to do our best. Oh, we could also do Headlow. Headlow is good money as well because it's just like a short flight. So all these fast flights here you can do very quickly. So we've essentially just cut our debt in half per week, which is awesome. If we do a few of these jobs here, back and forth between here and Rockhampton, we'll have enough money very soon. Sup, Blaze? How you doing? Welcome. So we're looking at about 3,000 cargo. This here is 1545, 1545, 1612, 1628, and 1628. So what we want to do, oh, this is a full 9. Let's just get the one that pays the most at the moment. 8. And we'll just have to try and get this landing here. Getting into Headlow is a bit of a pain in the butt. There's a huge mountain in the way. But we will take this one here, and let's try not to
Transporter
screw up
from
too
dispatch.
much.
I see you asked for a fragile cargo mission.
I
The
did.
ground crew is waiting to carefully load the crates for you in the parking.
I am ready for ground crew. I'm doing alright, Blaze.
Aircrew,
Thanks for asking.
be
I
advised,
just finished
today's
eating.
fragile cargo is being manually handled onto the aircraft at the customer's request.
What's up? Meow. Is it meow? Am I saying that wrong? I feel like I'm saying that wrong. Anyway, how are you doing? Wait, you were Polish, right? Wait, I've forgotten how to say good morning.
Transporter.
Or good afternoon.
Loading is complete. Let's go.
Alright. So what we're going to do, we're going to pre-plan the pushback here real quick while it's aligning the wings. Oh my god, this is a problem. I can't see exactly where I'm pushing onto. And it's an issue in the world as well. If I go out into my drone camera, you'll see that all those things there are... Yeah, see, they're all untextured for some reason. When I fly away, they become textured, but then when I fly back in, they become all untextured again. I don't know how to remedy this. If anyone has issues with this and knows how to fix it, please let me know. I would love you forever. Popoto computer, probably actually. Alright, let's get the flight plan in. We are going to Headlow. Oops, that is the wrong one. Here we go. So we're taking off Rockhampton. And then I'm also going to have a look at the wind here, see which runway we're taking off from. Windsock is just over here. Looks like it's facing slightly favoring 1-5. You're the first person who read my nickname correctly? Really? It just makes sense for like meow. Kind of how I read it. Alright, we're heading over to Headlow. So that is Yankee Hotel Echo Whiskey. It really is a short flight. This is going to not take very long. If the winds are going that way, slightly across our left, we're going to have a crosswind as we come in. So we'll land 3-5. We'll land going north. I'm going to regret that later, I'm sure. The approach is going to be visual 3-5, and we are going to go straight. We don't have any minimums that I'm aware of. It's a I'm flailing with my words right now. It's a military airfield, so we'll set our heading for 1-5 and we'll do the Rocky 3 departure. That's essentially climb, 1,500 feet and then turn in your flight plan route from there. So we do procedures and we'll do select the departure. We'll do Rocky 3 on runway 15. There we go. Oh, it's 1,300 feet. and then you can go on. So we'll get to 1300 feet. We'll then turn left heading 090. We will then direct to straight. I want to try and climb relatively high to try and get up over the mountains, but the glide path is probably going to kill us. I was nearly killed earlier. Anyone who saw the screenshot in Discord will have seen this. And if you aren't in the Discord, why not? It's a casual stream. I don't have to be pushing this sort of stuff. Alright, let's get our pushback. Anyway, yeah, so it's just going to be chill. Don't expect me to talk a ton, although I'm in streamer mode, so I probably will end up talking a little bit, but don't expect it too much. We're just here to have a good time, have some background noise and everything. I've also made some adjustments to the stream audio as well. Now when we are on Vatsim again, the ATC will duck when I'm talking, so the volume will lower when I'm talking.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting.
And when ATC is talking, the music will duck. So if ATC calls me and I stop talking, you should still be able to hear it quite well. Just trying to do things so that so you guys get a better viewing experience as well, because that's ultimately... why am I moving forward? Alright, whatever, it works. I forgot to also turn on my lights. I'm getting good at that. Need to remember to turn them on. I'm getting penalized for not turning them on. Which means less money, less experience. Turn off the taxi lights. Line up. Start spooling up the engine and let's get going. Let's get onto the lower view here so that I can actually see the screen. Make sure we've got good enough centerline control. Really push this now. Rotate. Oh man, that was beautiful.
Transporter from dispatch. Fly safe and remember to watch your landing.
Flaps up. So we start gaining some speed. Let's get rid of the fly plan from there. So it's going to be 1 minute until we're at 1300 feet. So we want to climb at like 1000 now. Beautiful day for flying here. She's saying you land bad, you should fire her. But she calls me her favorite pilot. I can't. Oh, I also forgot to set my weight. So as long as I do that before we land, we should still get the bonus. 1798. Holy. It says that I'm still missing a pound. Are you kidding me? There. Now we're good. Alright, we are now going to direct to straight. Hit the nav. We also want to turn on the yaw damper. As you can see here, we already have the glide path indicator. Also, by the way, while I'm remembering, be sure to ask your questions to Verb Jim Tim on the community page if you are interested in learning anything about Vatsim from an Australian ATC controller. He said even if he doesn't know the answers, he will take the time to look them up for you. Very cool of Verb Jim Tim to do that. Because obviously I've had a lot of new people come through, people who are new on Vatsim, wanting to ask questions, and the thing is you can even ask more advanced questions if you so desire. Really cool. Alright, if we stay at 130, 131, I'll be happy. As we come across and we turn left, if the wind stays the same direction, we will have an almost entirely right to left crosswind as well. Excuse me. And hey, you know what guys? I was almost considering playing something else tonight. But then I realized we're getting pretty close to actually becoming debt-free, so decided against that. However, in the future maybe. What are you considering? Like some town of Salem or something? Nice plane, thank you. Yeah, it is really cool. Actually, hang on, let me get into drone mode here. There we go. We've been flying this plane now for quite a while. It'd be nice to get an upgrade sometime soon. Actually, hang on, let me just quickly... Okay. It's like a point in the camera. Anyway, that mountain down there in front of us is probably going to try and kill us. This point right here. So we'll probably have to dodge it. Headlow Airbase is just down here. But as you can see here, the glide path telling us that we are going to go straight into that little point. We need to slow down. Why are we still going so fast? I have like 0 throttle on. I'm actually in reverse right now. Hang on. Yeah, see, look, my throttle's on idle. Crazy. Alright, I'll put in a bit more speed and then I will put on flaps 1. Alright, here's where we're going to have to do some maneuvering. See how close we're going to get to that hill crest? I'm not wanting to go slamming into it, so I'm going to pull up on the nose very slightly
500.
so that we do not make contact. Here's the second hill that's going to try and kill us. Right in front of us. Gonna pull up away from that. And we will recapture the glide path. Look, I told you that hill there was gonna try and kill us. If I didn't pull up there, we would have been dead. please have the glide path? There we go. We have established the glide path once more. From here on, it's smooth sailing. Or smooth flying, I guess I should say. And then we'll try and get a nice big job out of Headlow as well. Also, real quick, this is the airfield I was going to fly to on the island. You can see it all the way over there. It's nice views heading over there too. Alright, as we are coming on to final, let's get flaps 2. We'll put in a bit more throttle so that we don't lose too much speed. Is that a road there?
500.
Not gonna lie, kind of want to drive through this mountain range if that's a road there. That would be so cool. Then to come out and into these giant plains with these like tiny little mountains all over the place. That's really cool scenery. Alright, not sure if you can see here. Pretty much right to left, but it's a light wind. So I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. We're going to hand fly this thing in. Oops, I have taken off way too much throttle. There we go. Because there's a reverse on this plane, it's a little funky. We're about the right speed for landing.
Please proceed to parking, pilot. I hope the cargo survived that.
That
Contact
wasn't
ground
soft.
for your
That
parking
was so
assignment, then shut
bad.
down your engine.
I want to know how far over 200 I was. We're not going to go all the way to parking. We're actually going to go all the way to the... Let's have a look at how hard that was. Oh. Do you want to know what it was now? Proving me wrong, I see. Yeah, it felt pretty good. The approach felt really good. I really need to, when I'm landing, go up into this view here. Because it's easier to see everything. While you have all the instruments on the other view, it's easier to make that visual approach on the nose view. I mean, no, I hate everyone. Why would I try and prove you right? I don't. I love you guys. Imagine publicly saying you hate everyone and meaning it. Alright, we're going to line up at the end of the runway. Any guesses for how heavy we were on the landing?
Okay, pilot. Removing the fragile goods may take a little longer than normal. Stand by.
Really should turn them off when I got there. If you don't want to take guesses, don't worry. I will be sharing just how heavy I landed very shortly.
Transporter from dispatch. The cargo was picked up by the customer. Your mission is completed.
We still made about $9,000.
Let's go.
$8,500. It felt so good too. Like, I don't understand why it was so heavy. But either way, our final landing rate was 248 feet. I am mad at myself, honestly. Alright, since neofly doesn't want to show, we're dragging it manually onto the screen today. So we'll do some jobs up to Samuel Hill now. We'll probably take 3 passengers if we can. That's 5 and 4 there, equaling up to $24,000. Do you have Navigraph? I do not, meow. I'm going to get a Navigraph subscription once we start getting some revenue through the channel because money is extremely tight here. So I would rather get the money for Navigraph through tips or ad revenue or whatever. We're not even eligible for ad revenue at the moment. But once that happens, then we'll go into Navigraph. But for right now, I'm using chartfox.org, which you can use with a Vatsim membership. And that works out generally pretty fine. I just don't have it up at the moment because I just wanted to fly. All right, let's have a look. So we have 5 passengers, and 4 passengers. We have a 9 passenger capacity here. So we are going to take 2 of the jobs, 1 4, 1 5, up to Samuel Hill.
Greetings from the tower. We have a number of passengers that need assistance to board. Please confirm you are ready to receive them.
This one here pays $100 more, so we will take that
Transporter, boarding has started.
Can I get a job that's like £600 as well? No, it does not like that. It's pretty expensive. Yeah, Navigraph is like, what, 15 US a month or something like that?
Hello, pilot. Your passengers are waiting for you. Let me know when we can send them.
Right, so if we have a look at my flight, there we go. We have both loads
Pilot from dispatch.
about to be
Boarding
boarded.
passenger. Please
And we
stand
need
by.
to load up to 2019 pounds easy. There we go. There's our weight synced. Let's get the plane ready again. Fuel pumps are already on. Wipe this flight plan. And then we'll get it set up for Samuel Hill.
You are clear to start your engine.
That's 23 Australian dollars. Yeah. I mean, you can always pay for it the year, but then that just requires more on it that way. And we are heading to Yankee Sierra Mike Hotel, Samuel Hill, at Shalewater. Let's have a look at the runways. Winds were going right to left. We'll probably want to land runway 4. Or 6 or whatever it is. 14. Wait, 14? Hang on. Yeah, we'll still want to land 14, even with the on neofly. The way that I usually determine which way things are is usually a dark marker like this, but it's saying 14 and 32, which is this way here. I'd be willing to say almost that Microsoft Flight Sim have screwed this a little bit, and there might be an actual tarmac strip here. But we'll land 1-4 because the wind is coming in left to right. We'll have a slightly more headwind coming in 14. And yeah, Final Fantasy 14 sub does cost less than Navigraph. Alright, visual 1-4 straight in. Load. We will then set our departure. Okay, we can't set our departure. Never mind. So we're going to be straight out. We'll vector ourselves around. Let's load up the flight plan here so that we can actually see it. We'll vector ourselves around 180 degrees to the left, so we'll pass Daddy's here. Does anyone want to be my Navigraph Daddy? Oh no. And then we'll come around into straight and we will there's a tiny bit of a turn there. It's very hard to see on the small screen. I'll see if I can get it. There we go, there it is. You can see that we won't quite make it all the way up to straight. We'll go around this corner and we'll go to final from there. So yeah, we'll just we'll move ourselves around pattern left, and then we'll head out. The altimeter, actually, we should see if the runway in question has weather. Whoops, that is the wrong button. Flight plan. So if we go, excuse me. There you go. Flight plan. Let's check runway 14. Destination does not have any weather, so normally there'd be like a meta here in the selected waypoint weather that would tell you what it is. So we'll probably be landing on some grass here. We are going to touch grass for sure. Right, let's see if we can make this one here a bit smoother, right, when it doesn't matter. Let's turn off the approach mode. The ignition needs to come on. The starter and fuel boost need to come on. Let's get this thing started and let's get going. Actually, let's actually have a look how much Navigraphy. Remember, lights if you haven't. My lights are all still on here. Thank you. Oh, turn up the fuel. That
You're
You're
might
good
help.
to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
All right, €9.05 is $15.15, so it's $15 a month. 15 Australian dollars a month. All right, so we're still going to climb. Let's just do 3,000. We aren't traveling very far here. And we'll be at our top of descent before we know it. And we will do vertical speeds at 700 feet. We will sync our heading because that's probably how we'll be traveling at first. And let's get this thing started. Going to pretty much turn on the autopilot the moment we come off the ground here so that I can start preparing that left turn.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
Thank you. Right, we are climbing. Thank you. Flaps retracted. Pull back that throttle and the prop just a little. Okay. You don't need a sugar daddy, although they'd pay for it anyway and so much more. You need a Navigraph daddy. Yeah, you definitely want the sugar daddy. Alright. Here we go. We are now going to turn 090. Or actually 080. That'll give us crosswind. From there, I think we can actually turn on the nav and go direct to straight. Let's just actually make sure that we're going to the right one. Straight. Activate. There you go. GPS then kicks in. Or a sugar mommy. Yeah. I mean, sugar daddy, everyone knows what you're talking about, so. I'm so disgusted by that landing into Headlow, by the way. Not very happy at all. Can I activate this leg instead of from current from runway 17? That isn't what I want. Otherwise, we're going to be turning a little bit heftier. Actually, what I'll do, I will turn ourselves slightly to the left, try and intercept the original thing, and then we'll go direct straight. What was the speed on that? You missed it. It was 246, I think. We'll stay in the nose view as well, and if I need to look down at the screens, I'll just tilt my camera downwards. What's that? I hear noises. 1 second. I apologize. My notifications didn't update. Chips. Thank you very much for the subscription. Hope you're having a fantastic day today. Alright, we're going to climb 4,000. And I'm feeling a bit more comfortable now about going straight in from here, but we will just give it a second or two longer. Can probably even climb up to 5,000 at this point. Obviously, once we get to our cruising altitude, we're going to start speeding up a lot, so alright, let's see if we can make this landing much better, right? That last one, I'm ashamed. I'm ashamed that you all saw it too. I mean, I'm not one to hide the kind of landings I have, because if I swap over to that, you're going to see it anyway, so. Alright, let's go direct to straight now. Activate. Nav. There we go. That course is looking much, much better rather than trying to turn from the inside lane. We've now got more of the outside lane feel. What's the purple that's hooking? Ah, better. Oh, you mean this purple? On the left screen? At the compass? Oh, it was the flight plan? Ah. Oh, you mean here? Yeah, so that was the route. That's the flight plan route. So if it's purple, that's what it would be following, but because I had heading on instead of navigation, it wasn't following the navigational thing there. It was overridden by heading. And that is indicated up here where it says GPS. GPS means navigation is on. Just slow down the craft a little bit. And HDG is heading. Alright, let's have a look here. Our time should be dropping down quite fast now. Yeah, dropping like 2-3 seconds every time it updates. Also, I don't know why, for some reason my frame rates here are smooth, but if I were to fly here in the A32NX or something like that, or even the CJ4, it gets laggy. We'll see if we can see the airfield as we fly by it too, because we are doubling back for it, so. while I'm thinking of it as well, for anyone who's here, the next Vatsim video is probably going to be a little late. I try for at least once a week. And obviously there's lots of ATC on, sometimes a little more. However, I would like to get a Milk Run Monday video sorted, which of course happens on Mondays. But there's lots of ATC on during those times though. Would be very cool. Might even live stream it as well. That way we can go through setting up a flight plan and everything as well, because they have a very specific start time. You can actually, I can say we're going to go live at this time, and then we can get out onto the flight on time as well. That's the best thing about having an event. If I have a quick look-see. Oh, there is no Milk Run Monday in the events in Discord, but it is a constant. Unless it's only a constant for like a month. But Milk Run Monday, generally Melbourne to Sydney, Sydney to Melbourne, or Canberra, which is kind of a little closer to Sydney, but it's in the middle. And you can get full ATC all the way. You want to start flying on Vatsim, but you're a bit scared. I'm obviously right there with you. While I take lots of notes, I still mess up. I was recording yesterday because there was a lot of ATC on, and I screwed up everything in the beginning. Wrong frequency, didn't do my readback correctly, squawked the wrong thing, forgot to put it on mode Charlie, didn't turn on the TCAS system in the aircraft. Everything just went wrong. I was like half asleep when I was recording. I just woke up and there was lots of ATC on. And so I wanted to capitalize on that and just ended up really screwing myself. Did help out a ATC controller though. They had a very rude pilot on frequency and managed to record that. So, right, we are coming to our approach path very early. So we'll just take that down, and as we are about to intercept that, I will drop off throttle a little bit because we will start gaining speed as we come down. If you have questions for an ATC controller, head over to the community page, Meow, and ask Verb Jim your questions. The post starts off with something like, if you don't know who Verb Jim Tim is, or something like that. I think it's the second most recent one. He might be an Australian ATC controller, but he's going to go out of his way to answer any questions anyone has, even if it's about different regions, so... Someone should go onto the community page and ask him how Baldur's Gate 3 is. It's what he's playing right now. Alright, let's see if we can spot the runway. It should be over here. I think that's it there, possibly. Slide over the chair a little bit. It's definitely the airfield. That's the direction that we'll be landing, coming in left to right from our current view, but it will be north to south. Let's have a look at the winds here currently. They are somewhat north facing. So we'll be landing 1-4. The winds are coming in from 1-3. It looks like we made the correct choice to land on that runway. But yeah, Vatsim is just a huge loading. I'm going with my of all the things when we land, just remind me, and I'll show you the notes that I take. It might end up helping you a little bit as well. Might. Obviously, I'm finding systems that work for me doesn't mean they're necessarily going to work for you, but anything to start with is better than nothing. Right, let's scooch over here and have another look. Looks like there's a hard surface there, but it does look like there's also a short runway east-west as well. Hey Noob Aviation, how you doing today? Also, I don't know how to get back to my live dashboard. Oh wait, hang on, I think I've just found it. Yeah, there we go. Maybe I should fly with someone on shared cockpit. Hey, that's also a very good idea. G'day Davey, how you doing today, mate? Yeah, if you're nervous and unsure what to do, watching lots of videos about Vatsim, in your country or a country you want to fly in, flying shared cockpit with someone or just sitting in a Discord call with them also helps. Even if you can get them to share their V-Pilot, X-Pilot screen so you can hear the ATC audio as well. Will help a lot. Doing well, brother? Hey, that's great to hear, mate. We have already stacked one landing today at 246 feet, so don't have high hopes for this one here. But we'll see. It's scuffed landing season today. I'm just here to try and make money on Neofly, and shortly I'm going to show Meow my notebook to try and help them out on their first steps into Vatsim. At which point you guys will be able to see that as well. I just have to find a way to mount my camera so that you guys don't see me. I'm looking around for my tripod. It might be in the other room. It's all good. We'll deal with it. We'll deal with whatever comes, right? But you will have to excuse the mess. I had dinner and I'm like, I feel like streaming. So there's like a dish in here and I had a cupcake and... Alright, here we go. We're coming on to final. So I am going to drop... Oh my god, we are coming in fast. Much, much faster than I thought. Come on, get the speed down, get the speed down, get the speed down. I need 125. There we go. Give it a little more than idle. Autopilot is coming off and we are going to get this thing in manually. The trim is a little bit low. That's feeling better. Actually, probably a little too floaty still. There we go.
500.
Alright. Landing predictions. How many feet? The approach is looking pretty good. The speed is pretty good. Probably a little fast, actually. Let's get those early predictions in.
Transporter from dispatch. Nice landing. Go to the parking and put your parking brake on. I'll be in touch.
She says nice landing. I like the way she lies.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
Oh, and I forgot to release the parking brake to continue moving. Yeah, one of the recurring things when I was starting Vatsim, everyone was like, have a pen and paper ready, have a pen and paper ready. And I'm like, dude, yeah, I got a new notebook just for Vatsim. So I only have like 4 or 5 pages filled out. Alright, parking is somewhere down on the left. So if this is a runway, we back taxi a little bit. And then there's parking on the left somewhere. This is Alpha. Is it just me, or does this also look like a runway? Stop speeding up, you're in reverse technically. Alright, let's see if we can find our marshal here. I'm not seeing anything. Oh, there he is. I saw him there next to the building. Hey. Looks like he wants us to park in front of the building, facing towards it rather than next to it. Alright, any predictions on the landing feet? I will tell you it was under 200 feet. Wait, no, he did want us parking the other way. Never mind. I flubbed that. It's fine. It's not like we're flying with other people, so we're all good. You can generally tell which way they want you to park because they will kind of point their nose towards you like this. So they actually wanted us in between the two. I'm just going to push myself a little bit closer for pushback. So we're not waiting forever for them to connect with us. It's good enough. These bits off, fuel off, battery off, because otherwise it'll start bleeping at us. Let's get the mission completed.
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
So we were taking 9 passengers there, 2 jobs, for a total of $24,888 gross. And because we didn't have to take them to multiple airfields, we only have to pay 1 airfield and 1 flight hour cost. How much? We're looking at $24,888 gross.
Everything is on board.
Okay. So we got that and we ended up paying about $1,300 in airport fees and rented aircraft costs. And so what's that? We made like $22,000. All right, let's bring this over. We'll go over the experience real quick. We landed at a speed of 74 knots at 102 feet. So much smoother. I wish I had that landing before. The other one was scuffed as hell. Probably the thought of colliding into that mountain as you come into Headlow from the south got me a little bit rattled. or I was overthinking it. Smooth landing at 102 feet. The flight time was 22 minutes, and we got a bunch of XP for a total of 65. And as you can see here, we got paid 16,500 for this mission, 16,000 for this mission, but then you also pay the rented aircraft running costs because we are renting our aircraft, and an airport fee of 618. So these two here become $1,300 essentially. You have to go. Thanks for your help. No problem. Like I said, if you have any questions, be sure to leave them on the community post for Verb Gym. I am also going to quickly show you guys my notebook for Vatsim. I don't know how I'm going to do this. I am going to straight up apologize for the state of my desk. It is dusty, it needs cleaning, it has foodstuffs on it. Actually, I can move that out of the way. Have a good one, meow. Okay. Alright, I've turned on the light as well. Face that downwards just a little more, please. Okay, that's probably going to have to do. Let's add a capture. I want the C920. Let's set up for C920. Hey! Then I want to... Where's the properties? Properties, there we go. Custom, we want 1920 by 1080. There we go, get that cupcake bitty out of the way. Once again, I apologize for the state of my desk. Sit there. Please, for the love of God, just sit there. Alright, let's rotate this around. We want to... where is it? Transform. Hey, there we go. And then we'll just make it a little bit bigger. So, hi there everyone. How you doing? Hand reveal. Feeling saucy today. So this is my notebook for Vatsim. This is how I was first taking notes. This was a neofly video. You can disregard that. Then we have the time where I did sign up for Vatsim right here. And this was actually my first flight. I don't think there was a whole lot of ATC on. There might have been. This might have actually been the first stream that I did of Vatsim. No, I'm pretty sure I did the departure first and then the stream. But I was flying out of Sydney here. This was my notes right here. And it is... it is a lot. The next flight we had here, I had ATC on for the departure. This was Melbourne to Adelaide. And I had to have a chat with the tower there. And then no ATC. This Vatsim video, this is Vatsim part here, I was actually live for. What did you use for flight planning? I used debrief because I don't have a Navigraph subscription. If we end up getting some money through the channel, through tips or ad revenue when that becomes a thing, then I'll start looking at getting Navigraph and stuff. Right now, money's tight here, so... Alright, then we start moving on. here you can start seeing me get my notes down. This is where I started meeting Verb Jim Tim around here. He actually was our departing tower for this one here. But I'm going to break it down real quick. I don't know how well you can see this, but it's my aircraft call sign, so Jetstar 521. Plane I'm flying, which is the A320neo. Where I'm flying, this was Sydney to Melbourne. And the time I was planning to depart, this one here was 4:30 Zulu, which is UTC. And then the bay I'm in. This is Echo Bay 57. The current ATIS information, which is Alpha here, obviously, and then where I'm flying to. Well, and I even wrote up a little script here because it says eBay, god damn it. I wrote up a little script here on the 5211. It says Sydney Tower, Jetstar 521 at Bay 53 with Oscar requesting IFR to Adelaide. There we go. These days I'll say Sydney Tower, Jetstar 521 with information Oscar requesting airways clearance to Adelaide. And then they'll give it back. They'll give back the read back. It'll be departing. Hang on, let me think here. Okay, clear to Adelaide, Abbey 3. Okay, so clear to Adelaide, Abbey 3 flight plan route. Runway 16 left, Abbey 3 departure, Wollongong transition. Climb the Sid to 5,000 feet. Walk 3711 and departures on Unicom. We are at Bay 53. I feel like I still said that wrong. I don't really fly out Abbey, so. But yeah, that's kind of how you would read back. And then as we keep going, you can see here these notes here. These ones here are short because we essentially just got put straight onto Unicom the moment that we departed, and there was no further. So I'll try and find one where we actually had. Oh, here we go. This was the most recent. This was the most recent Vatsim video. This is Melbourne to Sydney. So if you watched that one, these are my notes. And you can see here as I keep going, even these ones here, they're starting to get smaller and smaller still, even with all the things. Here I have a taxi here, my frequencies, and then I have star here. But now, these days, I'm putting my SIDS and stars on the same line. I'm just... no one talks on a Vatsim Unicom. Yo, actually, the other night we were coming into Sydney. We had 5 planes on Unicom sequencing ourselves into Sydney, and I'm not sure exactly which flight that was. Might have been this one. But yeah, we all sequenced ourselves in. We kept a safe distance from each other. We had good communication. And then we also did a flight to Melbourne with Flying Junkie, but my audio was messed up, so it never became a video, which really sucks. But we did a flight to Melbourne. I think it was this one here. Yeah, because it was right before Vatsim 2, because this was going to originally be our shed cockpit video, and this one here became it instead because I had messed up audio here as Jetstar 521. And there were 4 aircraft coming into Melbourne. Well, there were 3 coming into Melbourne, 1 on the ground, and we all talked and communicated there for it as well. Hey, what's up, Verb Jim? How you doing, mate? Just going over my notes here to show people roughly how I set things up in my notepad and giving everyone a hand reveal with my disgusting fingertips. Sorry, my bad. But yeah. here my game crashed, so I wrote crashed in the notebook. So this is how I've been doing all my notes for a real hot sec. These days I'm putting my sits and stars onto the same line and separating them with some double slashes as indicated here. So this one here is taxi to my departing runway, and this one here is taxi to my parking to my bay off of the runway. And then here you can see that I was June's clear to June's 16 right, Dina 7 departure. And then on my way in, / Lizzie 9 Alpha on 27. So I'm trying to find ways to consolidate my notes to make them even smaller. And that's one way I found how. So yeah, so that one there was more for meow. But yeah, so started here at that big. We are now down to this. Just about an inch. Yeah, well, if I'll bring this up a little closer to the camera here. You can see here, Jetstar 821 and A320 Neo, Sydney to Brisbane, my departure time 440 Zulu. Can't read it very well. Delta 56 because Delta 54 was taken. With information Yankee, my score code 3722, my departure frequency, my taxi. And the Entra 5 via Kevin 6 departure Entra, what is it? Cleared to Brisbane. Entra flight plan route, Kevin 6 departure Entra transition. Yeah. I mean, it makes sense to me. It just takes a sec to think about it, because usually you have the ATC telling you what it is before, so you get it stuck in your head just for a second. But yeah, so that was my notes for my most recent flight yesterday that I failed on so many things. But yeah, so huge improvement, and this is my notebook. Kevin and the Entrasids can get confusing. Yeah, well, they're on the same chart. But yeah, so from a long time ago to that. Anyway, that is the Chillainous simulation notebook. One day, if the channel gets big enough, maybe I'll hand this out to someone, and someone can enjoy it and look over the things as well. Maybe. One day, we'll see. Anyway, from me and my dusty desk, we are going to get back into neofly. I am going to remove that camera scene because I don't want to accidentally show my face. Right. Let's see if neofly is... Whereabouts are we flying? We are in Samuel Hill right now, just north of Rockhampton. Hang on. Here we go. Why is this not showing? One moment. Sorry, for some reason it really freaked out there and hated the fact that I added in the C920 instead of it. Sound gone? Oh yeah, it does. Because I have individual scenes for everything. So the scene that we were just on was my game list scene where I have my game captures and my capture card. on. So, and then it nests into this scene here, so I can give it all individual filters and stuff onto the scene as a whole rather than each individual one. So I nest a lot of scenes. If you actually have a look at my OBS here we go. All of these are scenes. Neofly itself is even a scene. You can see Neofly here. This is the scene. This is the one that pops up and becomes, makes the background blurry. So, like that. But then it shows Neofly as well. And I have that nested into this scene. Then when I'm done, click off of it, and that's how it works. Hello, Tiny Coolazaya. How you doing today? Welcome. But yeah, so that's how I do things. So yeah, all of these will have no audio on them. The audio themselves are on the scenes that want them. So starting will have no microphone. The stream will have the ATC and everything. The stream new, the trucking one doesn't need the ATC, so I have it turned off there and everything like that. It's a cool way of doing things if you're using one particular thing for a lot. And my Neofly button is now working, so I can move this back off the screen. Yeah, so we're in Samuel Hill right now. There we go. And we're just doing jobs to try and get some money. I'm fine. And you? I'm doing quite well, thank you. Just went over all of my Vatsim notes with everyone in the chat. For people who might be a little bit weird about flying on Vatsim. Also, speaking of, am I flying on Vatsim? I am not. I just wanted to jump in, do some flying, not really worry too much about any protocols or anything like that, and just start making some money. And thanks to making some money, you can see here we were able to leverage another loan to pay off this loan here. So instead of $33,000 a week getting drained out of our bank account, we're now back down to $15,000 a week being drained out of our bank account. So we essentially cut our debts in half. Thank goodness. Just saw your first Vatsim flight. It was great. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to hear that you enjoyed it. I've made a lot of progress in those 3 weeks, I'll tell you that. Do you also fly on Vatsim, Tiny Cool as I? Alright, let's get a job here. Let's try not to waste too much time. We can fly back to Headlow if we want, or we can continue going north to Williamston? Yeah, Williamston. Sorry, I'm a little bit away from the microphone, that's my bad. So we can get some good jobs here. I don't really want to take another fragile cargo because, let's face it, I'll probably bollocks it up here again. The way the winds are, we'll probably want to be landing in from the north again. We probably have enough fuel to cover it as well. I will just put in like an extra 100 pounds or so, just to be sure. That's a lot of jobs at one place. I know. The thing is, I'll only be able to take one or two because of the weight of these cargoes. They'll be like 1,600 each. Let's have a look here. Yeah, 1662, 1512, 1645, 1512, 1612, 1512. And then we can take passengers as well. We can take a full 9 passengers for 26,000. Yo! Yeah, we're doing that. We're taking all 9 passengers.
From dispatch to
along
transporter.
with us.
Let's take these passengers to their destination. Pilot from
Then
dispatch.
if we head over here,
Boarding
you can see
passenger.
here that our
Please
total
stand
is
by.
going to be $26,310 minus whatever rental fees we have and airport fees. That's good money for such a short flight as well. Uh-oh. I've lost. Hey, there we go. You don't really know how to use it? Well, if you're interested in learning how to do Vatsim, I'm more than happy to get you up and
It is
running.
passenger mission waiting for you. The boarding will start as soon as you are at the boarding parking.
We have a community post.
Pilot from dispatch. Boarding
on
passenger.
the page
Please
where you
stand
can
by.
ask Verb Jim any questions about Vatsim that will be answered in a video next weekend. Yeah. So if you have any questions, obviously you can ask here as well. It'll be good to get some questions early as well so that we can... I didn't want to start up the engine just yet. Crap. It's going to start no matter what we're doing.
Start your engine.
I wanted to do the flight plan and everything first.
Everything looks good from where I'm sitting. Taxi to the runway and take off.
Alright, we are at Samuel Hill. There we go. We are going to take off. I'm pretty sure the wind was running to the south. Let's see if we can go find a windsock real quick. Put a windsock in it, you know. We'll get off the thingy there. I'm not seeing any windsock anywhere. I feel like there should be one like here, right? Even out the camera real quick because it's annoying. Oh, there it is. We got dead wind slightly favoring runway 35 or whatever it is. What's the IKL? The IKL? It's Yankee Sierra Mike Hotel. Yeah, we'll take off runway 32 because wind slightly favors that. And that being said, the wind might also favor that direction at Yankee Whiskey India Sierra. Stand by for meter. Ooh, oh, meta. Hey, hello Raptor. How you doing today? And we will land. If the wind is going to go the same, we'll set up for 3-2 right now. Go into the flight plan here. And we want to set up a procedure for the approach. Okay, looks like we're going to go visual 3-2 then. And we'll go straight. If we need to go vector, sorry, not vector. If we need to go runway 14, we'll go runway 34. But for now, that's not really too much of an issue. As we come down here, do we have a meta for Williamson? We do not. If I can get a meta for Williamson, I feel like that would be much nicer, Verb Jim. Because we already know that the things are here. You'd really like to, but I can't play until Christmas because I need to focus on my studies. I'm going to applaud you for that. It's nice to see that you have your priorities in the right place there. And I can appreciate that. Alright, let's get a tiny pushback here. Just enough to get ourselves lined up. Hello? No, we're not taxiing all the way out there. Just enough to line up to turn left into... That's a long pushback. And our weight is already synced here too. It says that we can go 1998. Let's see if we can actually push down that weight and balance just a little bit to 1998. 2019. Okay, closest meta to your destination is... I was going to say Broken Hill. That's not Broken Hill. That's Rockhampton. Rockhampton on the second at 1300 Zulu. So 27 minutes ago. It's an auto. The wind is dead with very high visibility. Broken clouds 2100. 17 degrees with a QNH of 1018. I mean, we are 1018. So I would say that Rockhampton is going to be good. I mean, although we're also not playing on live time, obviously. But we are playing... Wait, hang on. Are we playing live weather? Because that's the part that matters the most there. Yeah, we're playing live weather. Yeah, so it should apply. I'm stuck on hold here. There we go. So for those of you wondering how to read the meta, the ICAO code, the airport is first. That is Yankee Bravo Roger Romeo Kilo. Sorry, I keep saying Roger for some reason. That's our closest airfield. That is Rockhampton, which is right here. So it's a little bit south from us, nothing too crazy far south. The time it is issued, so 02 being the date, and then the time 1300 Zulu. Zulu is essentially UTC. Auto means that it is an automatically generated meta. The next one, there are 5 numbers. The first three are your wind direction, and the last 2 are how fast the wind is coming. So if it says 180 at 10, like 18010, means the wind is coming from the south, not that it's heading to the south. So the wind is coming in from this direction at 10 knots. And then next up is visibility. 99999 means it's very good visibility. Next up is your cloud cover. BKN is broken. 021 is the flight level, so that is broken clouds at 0 to 100 feet, so 2100 feet. Next up is the temperature and dew point. So the temperature is 17 degrees with a 16 degree with dew point 16. QNH is your altimeter setting, essentially how much pressure is in the air. And then I forget what RF is. But with that information, you can see here the QNH 1018 hectopascals we use on these planes. In America, they use like a 2.9er system or a 3.0 system. Right, let's turn off the fuel boost, turn off the starter, turn the ignition onto normal. Let's start taxiing. Make sure that we have our taxi lights on. They are still on from when I landed. Once we start moving, we'll hook hard left onto the taxiway. And the thing is, that information, like, it takes a hot second to learn how to read. But holy, once you start learning to read that, that becomes your best source of information. Oh, RF is rainfall. Yeah, I saw it like 0.002 or whatever when it was showering the other day as I was coming, I think, into Sydney. Set up our takeoff trim just a little bit. We don't need a ton. So there we go. RF is the number of rainfall in the last 10 minutes, and the number on the right of the dash is rainfall since 9 a.m. local. So, okay. All right. So right now we'd be 13 hours over that if it were raining. Local time is 11:30 p.m. Alright, we will back taxi down 35. I guess it makes the most sense to have the windsock there because it's where a lot of places do meet up, so it's easy to spot. Normally, they might have a windsock closer to the ends of the runways, but that might just be at bigger airports. If that cloud is at all accurate, I hope you have an instrument approach set up to get you below 2100 feet AGL. I should do. Actually, I don't even think we'll need to go 5,000 on this. Might even only need to go 4,000, but the clouds look very light at the moment too. Have a look here. I need to look around just for a sec. Alright. It looks like this used to be a taxi bay. Hard to explain. No, not a taxi bay, a parking bay. I need to learn to fly VFR as well. Even though we're technically flying IFR, I need to learn how to fly VFR as well. Alright. Runway established, lined up. Give it a little bit of hell here. Propeller full throttle is good. The fuel is incoming. Takeoff trims are set. Our flaps set. Flaps are not set. I forgot to do one thing. And we have very slow natural takeoff.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Now pull back the trim very slightly so we stop climbing quite so heavily. Over towards our navigation line. I feel like I'm being pushed around just a little bit. I'm being bullied. I'm gonna hit the autopilot on here. Retract the flaps. We're well over the trees now. As long as we can get over this mountain. Actually, it looks like we're going to be flying right by it. It looks like all the cloud is actually back at Rockhampton here. So Rockhampton, somewhere closer to this mountain over here. But in front of us is all very clear skies. Give the throttle a little more too. We can take some out of the propeller or else it's going to go a little bit crazy. Give it just a little more on the throttle. Nice. Looks like we'll be coming right over this mountain and then descending. At least it's better than into Headlow. Yo, actually, Verb Jim, if you ever fly Rockhampton to Headlow in the 208 Caravan or similar, try and come in from the south and watch what the approach, what the glide path does to you with the navigation. It actually tries to kill you. There's like a small dip in the mountains that I think you can clear it, but then straight afterwards it continues on into a hill that sits right in between them, just back a few hundred feet. Good times. So right now we're not really running for XP. We're running more for money. Like the little bits of XP we're getting, yeah, they're nice, but I want to try and pay off as many debts here as we can. What's the amount that we need to pay off for this one? 150,000, and we're at 100. We're at 50,000 now. If we can get like another little bit, we can take out the $50,000 loan and pay off the $150,000 loan, and then we'll only have to pay back $5,000, essentially cutting our debt by 1/7 to 1/7 of what it was at the start of today. You've had that coming into Shell Harbour. Yeah, Shell Harbour does have that, like especially from Mittagong, it has that really quick dip right down the hill, right? Because you can go pretty much direct straight line Mittagong to Shell Harbour. If winds are favourable. Yeah, so we're going to go flying right between here, then a little bit further beyond, we're going to take a very small detour to the right. I think if we were looking for it, and if I had better graphics, you might actually be able to see the runway somewhere around here-ish. Alright, so here's the deal. We get $100,000, which should only be one or two more flights if we keep up like this. We then get the $50,000 loan, pay off the $150,000 loan. And reduce our debt to 1/3 of what it currently is. So we've already cut our debt in half, then we can cut it down to 1/3. It's nuts. Just how much we are saving on debt right now. I see that I have messages from Verb Jim. We're trying to organize a shared cockpit flight as well. It'd be good to have one in prep for the actual video, make sure that everything goes well. Plus, like, it's just fun to hang out with Verb Jim, honestly. Down to 150 because we're going to reach our top of descent very shortly. So I'll want to be at least the maximum for flaps 1 whenever we're ready, which is at 150 knots indicated airspeed. Excuse me. Like I said, it's just chill today. We're reaching our top of descent here very shortly. Most airfields are up pretty high. Set our altitude to about 3,000. I really should be looking up a chart for this, and then we'll turn on VNAV as well. There we go, VNAV is now descending us. We'll take some out of the throttle here so that we don't go too much faster than 152. Like I said, I want to have the options of flaps if we need them, and I will probably turn on the flaps anyway right before we hit the straight. and then I will turn on flaps 2 as we cross final. So we don't have an I'm going to have to drop lower than 3,000, I think. Because my bottom of descent is at final. And I didn't pay attention to what the ground level was at the airfield. Let's see if we can pull up a chart for it real quick. Chart for log in. And then we are going to... I forgot the RCal code. WIS. Why WIS? Why not? Nope, this airfield is not supported. Lovely. Right, we're guessing it. Kind of like this, sure thing. Like, meant to be happy. Can we get VNAV down just a little further, please? For the love of God, please. I would like VNAV. I don't think we have... We have no... Next you should fly to Y-Gate. Why not? If it's close by, why not, you know? How far away is it? Because that's going to be a big factor right there. Oh. We have a glide path. Let's enable approach mode. Alright, let's quickly review the winds here. We are 7 knots coming in pretty much straight from the north. The north remembers. We are getting close to final. We are 30 seconds away, so I want to drop off a little more speed. Once we get down to that flaps and set up our speed, I'm going to take off the autopilot. Just want to drop off a little more. I have to remember that neutral in this plane is about 32% throttle. After that, it starts going into reverse. So right now I'm currently technically running about 20% throttle, and it seems to be working out pretty well. Terrain, pull up. Alright, let's get down. We'll adjust the trim to get back onto the approach.
500.
And pull up very slightly afterwards, because it will take a hot sec to register that. Going maybe a little slow, not too crazy yet. My god, look at the amount of tree cover. I hate airfields like this. But my old hometown airport also used to have tree cover like this, and it was modeled in Microsoft Flight Sim. Oh no, part of my runway's gone. It's my touchdown zone that's gone too. Oh, it's loaded back in. I am so wide at the center line. Oh, hard.
We have touchdown.
That felt rough. I hope it wasn't too rough.
Contact ground for your parking assignment, then shut down your engine.
Get off the parking brake, and we turn right into parking right here. Unfortunately, I might have to look at a way to see my notifications better because they are not working properly. I have to refresh after every single one. That is so dumb. Pinky, thank you very much for the subscription. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you very much. There's our marshal. Do a nice wide turn. We'll try and keep him in sight so that we don't overturn or understeer over to him. A little more this way. Where to get Victor Hotel 821 Charlie from? I will get into that in just a second. Right, I came up just a little bit too far, but he can deal with that. Set the fuel to idle or to cut off. Turn off the battery so that it doesn't beep at us. Then we will get the... It's still beeping at us, god damn it.
Transporter, you can open the doors and begin the
Okay,
disembarkation.
do we have any early guesses of how heavy I landed? I'll give you a hint. It was under 200 feet still. Right, as for where I got Victor Hotel 821 Charlie from, obviously Victor Hotel being the Australian registration, and flying small aircraft, that's how they're registered. It's not registered with a company, so I just stick with the Victor Hotel. 130, okay? So that's where the Victor Hotel comes from. Charlie,
Ready
obviously
for engine
the
start.
chill, like Chillainous part. 821 is the birthday of a family member. And in every game since they are around, since they were around, my everything, whether it was LSPDFR, the Los Santos Police Department First Response mod for GTA 5, or anything like that, it's always been 821. So my call sign in LSPDFR was 8John21 because John is their middle name. And it just so happened that it lined up. So it's been 8John21. My old Discord number back when I was a Discord partner as part of another content thing was 0821. And now it is 821 Charlie. So 821 being their birthday, 21st of August. But the reason it's fashion 821 instead of 218 is because in LSPDFR it was 8 and then your God, I can't remember how it was. I think it was beat 8 division 21 or something, or it was something there, and then beat 21 or something. But anyway, yeah, so it's 8 your identifier, which was John and then 21. So it was 8 John 21 in LSPDFR, and because of that, the 821 instead of 218 carries on. So yeah, that is the whole thing there. That's why 821 Charlie. Charlie for the identifier of me, unless I'm flying an airline. All my airlines when flying on Vatsim are registered Victor Hotel 821 Alpha for airline. But it's still 821 for the same reason. So there we go. That is why 821. And plus, you don't usually see flight numbers with an 821 up there as well. A lot of the Jetstars that I see are like max. They're like all in the 700s. So when I say Jetstar 821, it means that I couldn't be bothered looking at a real life flight plan, and I just wanted to get up in the air and fly where I wanted to. And then sometimes I'll pull from real world data as well. All right, so you have sent me a... Oh, that's going to be quite a flight if we go back down there. Holy. All right, so I'll show you guys where Verb Jim has just sent me, where he's wanting me to go to, or has suggested I go to, not where he wants me to go. Let's get on the job. No, this one here is probably going to be better. So Rockhampton being here. That's Gladstone, but this is also Gladstone. Why are there two Gladstone airports? It looks like Golf Alpha Yankee is not in here. Oh wait, no, it's a little bit southwest of Bundaberg. Hang on. Oh, there it is. Found it. So he wants us to, well, he has suggested we fly to Gander, which has hard light runways, so it's good for landing on for me. That's quite, that town is so small. That's like about the size of where I actually grew up as a kid. Except they have their own airport. Actually, we had two airports that were within a half-hour drive. But yeah, that would be quite a flight if we can get down there. That would take a while. Hang on, let's have a look here. If I turn back on the battery here. And we can get a an estimated time. You have a good rest of your stream. I'm getting some sleep. Alrighty, Verb Jim. Hope you have a great night's sleep. I'll catch up with you at some stage tomorrow. Even if I don't sleep, I'll like message at some stage and I'll wait to hear from you. And then if I pass out, I can at least tell you that I'm going to go pass out. Boy, what? I will try and sleep a little bit. Alright, let's have a look here. Let's see how far that is. To runway 24. Oh, of course we wouldn't have an E to E. Do we have a distance? 200 Nordic. That's going to take a while. I could keep going north as well and keep trying to make my way up to Townsville. If I go up to Proserpine, that's almost as far. Wait. No, it's shorter. It's shorter if we go to Proserpine. But it's like, where are the jobs going? That's the next problem. Could go back to Samuel Hill. Like I said, we're just literally trying to make money here. And if there's lots of oh my god. Hey, look, you thought there were a lot of jobs before. If you're still around, Verb Gym, this is an insane amount of... This is probably the most jobs I've ever seen. Let's, I'll just grab that in case it's already gone. Alright. We're going to take some of these jobs. We're going to go back to Samuel Hill. We'll probably then have enough money to get the $50,000 loan here to pay off this $150,000 loan. Because in case we crash, we want to have as much money available to us as possible. Because that way, if I don't play Neofly for a hot sec because I'm too focused on Vatsim, means that we'll have some money in the holding tank. Make things a little bit easier. That's the whole idea of paying off these loans. So that if we need $650,000, we'll have $650,000 at our fingertips. So let's have a look at some of these jobs here. We don't want to take the cargo because they will generally fill up the whole plane. We have just about 3,000 pounds of free space. And this one here is 1512. I think that's going to be the minimum 1512. So, oh, there's a 1495 here. That would still put us on like max weight. But that would be 14,000 and 14,000. So that's 28,000 plus the change is nearly, it's 28,500 minus airport fees. You're probably looking at 27,000 net. But if you start looking at the passengers, 6 for 13, 1 for 11. That's 24 with 2 spaces left, and then another 12. Holy yes.
From dispatch to transporter. Let's take these passengers to their destination. Transporter, boarding has started.
We are now full on passengers. We stand to make from this flight $37,500 minus about $1,500 in fees for a total of about $36,000. How does this software work? You download it, you install it. I'm just going to quickly sync my weight while I'm here as well. What is it? 1963. You download it, you install it. Hey, Arg. How are you doing today? Oh, wait, is that... No,
Transporter from
SRGG.
dispatch.
How would you like me to say
It
your
is
name?
passenger mission waiting for you. The boarding will start as soon as you are at the boarding parking.
So how the
Transporter,
thing works...
boarding has started.
You download the client. Let me get rid of neofly here. You download the client, you install it. It interfaces with your sim through Sim Connect, I think. So it only works with Microsoft Flight Sim as far as I'm aware. You create a profile. You can do either freelance jobs, which are free for anything at a reduced rate of pay, or you can go through the career mode where you will start off with a very basic plane like a 152 or...
Good morning, my favorite transporter.
Hi.
Passengers will board as soon as you request it.
Or like the VL3.
Captain, we have opened the gates for boarding. The passengers are on their way.
Verb Gym managed to get a... That is... What is going on here? One of my keys isn't registering. There we go. And then you work your way up through the ranks. We had a north wind as we were coming in, so we will also take off north. And then we are going to head down to back to
Let's get out
Samuelville.
of here.
And we will also arrive on the north there, runway 32. We will then select the approach as visual 32 straight. No minimums. Load. Alright, so now if we have a look here, I want to go to my flight plan into here. So that's kind of how it works. Like, it's just a very short and sweet. It's very easy. Hello, Icarus. Icarus, how are you doing today? Welcome. Hope you're having a fantastic day out there. We're just doing a lazy late night stream where I'm just talking a little bit more while flying. That turn there, by the way, this one here, which is how we will come in, should be extremely doable for this plane, so we shouldn't have to deviate too much, if at all. And we're only going to set about 3,000 feet again because we won't be in the air for very long. We're just literally doing neofly jobs here for money, but it's essentially just a career add-on. So you start with a 152, you might only get like, you know, a couple thousand for a job because you only have one passenger seat and very limited cargo. You can then, you can then start renting other planes using this tab here. You can search for planes. Any plane that has a rent next to it will be 10% of its cost. So this Cessna Citation CJ4 to buy would be $9,416,022. To rent it, it would be $941,602. And I can show that by clicking this. There you go. The deposit, $941,602. And that's actually at this airport too. So you just essentially keep working your way up and up and up and up. For an extra €10, I think you can actually buy pilots that will fly for you as well. Give up the content. Thank you. I will, and I do have plans to. If you're coming from watching Vatsim videos, the next Vatsim video will be a little late. I'm going to be recording it on Monday. I might record whatever me and Verb Jim do as well in our first shared cockpit, but we have another shared cockpit video planned for next weekend as well. But here in Australia, we have an event called Milk Run Monday, and I would love to record that. Let's push back very slightly. We don't want to push back too much. I essentially just want to push back and face the left so that I can come out over here, and we'll back taxi down the runway to the north. Sorry, to the south, so that we can go out to the north. Let's get the plane ready for its engine starts. All of our passengers are boarded here, as you can see on neofly. Sorry, I didn't realize it was still up on the screen. We have the chance to make $37,500 gross, and then after that, if we look at our costs here as we landed here, it was $800 for the rented aircraft, because the Cessna 208 that I am running right now is technically a rental. Where did our... They're freaking out. All right, I'm going to not hold that. They'll attach if they want to. If not, then yeah, they do weird things when you don't park up extremely properly.
Everything looks good from where I'm
sorry, I
sitting.
realized that you can't see it
Taxi to
again.
the runway and take off.
Yeah, so once we get rid of our airport costs and our running costs, we stand to make about $36,000 net. You join the Discord? Hell yeah. I actually hang out in the Discord every so often as well, so When I do, as long as it's not in Chill's office, you are obviously more than welcome to come and say hi. There's lots of other people that hang out there too, and we like all we don't fly together, but we fly together. I don't know if that makes I don't know if that makes sense or not. Alright, we are Flaps 1. You know, we'll all hang out together. We might not all be flying together, but we'll all be on Vatsim. We have people flying in the UK, New Zealand, Australia. It's so cool. I should also put in the Discord the same thing that I put in the community post, that we're doing a Q&A with Verb Gym when we do our shared cockpit flight for the recording. And if you have any questions about Australia, ATC or Vatsim in general, to ask away. Verb Gym said that even if he doesn't know the answer, he will happily go look it up for you as well. It's very cool. Alright, so we are going to come here. We're going to turn ourselves around. We're going to take off. We're going to give ourselves a left traffic pattern to join up with the our navigation path here. But yeah, neofly, very easy to use. And obviously, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask me about it too. I've used neofly since neofly 3, nearly like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago. I've been using neofly for a long time. I need to sync my heading as well. I need to do that before we take off. And turn off the taxi lights before we go over the allocated speed. Go, rotate. Oh, beautiful.
Pilot, have a nice flight.
Flaps out, autopilot on. We want to sync to heading, not to the navigation path, not yet. And we will sync our heading for where we are now. Once we reach about 500 to 700 feet, I will then start turning us around to 210, just essentially once we get some air, because I don't want to be crashing into those trees down there. If you crash a plane in neofly, even though they are insured, if you do enough damage, you will damage the plane and you will lose it, meaning that you have to spend a ton of your hard-earned money or having to take out a loan to get yourself another plane. It happened to me very early on. I rented a NX Cub. No, an X Cub, not NX Cub. NX Cub is the one that can retract its nose wheel, I believe. We'll climb to 1300 here, and then we will get the... Actually, that might be good. I think we've got enough clearance. Let's turn on the GPS and we'll get it to follow that. Yeah, so I rented an X Cub with autopilot. The moment I tried to take off, the tail dipped back and hit the ground, and I lost the aircraft because it snapped the tail, or it would have snapped the tail. So you want to be sure that you are careful about how you're flying your aircraft. Make sure you're not overloading it with the weight. And real quick, to see how much weight you need to be carrying, it is up here in the top right of your My Flight tab. This is the weight on the left is what you should be carrying, or what you need to carry. This here, in this case, is 1,963 pounds. And on board the plane, because it's very hard to get it exact what you want, I am traveling with 1,971 pounds. As long as you're over this first number, you are good. I see more notifications coming through. I apologize. My activity feed is broken. Give me one moment as I refresh it. And DT Bands, thank you very much for that subscription. I appreciate you. Thank you. Hope you're having a great day. Looks like we actually need to get a bit more altitude. Excuse me. I'm going to go 4,000 and we'll get our vertical speed going up a little more. We should stay a very similar speed here too as we are climbing a little more. Sorry, I realized that you can't see. There's a mountain in front of us, so I'm climbing up just a little bit higher, making sure that we actually clear that peak right there. It looks like this is a good time slot to stream too. Usually I stream about 12 hours ago. And while we do get a little bit of viewership there, like this was just meant to be a let's chill stream, and turns out that a lot of people just like this time slot. So we'll actually cruise at 3,500. We have definitely cleared that mountain. The winds are coming in 353 and we are going to be landing runway 32. It looks like we are clear there. I believe that the Rockhampton Meta is probably going to be the closest still. Hey bro, is it Kobe? I actually never asked how it was pronounced. Anyway, how you doing, mate? Good to see you here. We actually did a shared cockpit flight from Perth to Bustleton the other night. It was fun. Yeah, good. How are you? I'm doing decently well, thank you. Just chilling out with a Microsoft Flight Sim career add-on. Doing everything wrong, but making that money. Including smashing fragile cargo. First landing of the night. Land under 200 feet per minute. Sure, get this fantastic approach. Looks great. Land at 246 feet per minute. In this. Like, that should actually just be illegal. Anything over like 160, 170 should be illegal in this. $5 to go into the mountain. Aww. Money's tight, but not that bad. If I crash this plane, I actually lose it in the game. And if I want to re-rent another one, let's go into the aircraft market here. If I want to rent another one, it's going to be $257,000. Oh, well, you can get one for as little as $243,000, but we're sitting at $80,000 currently because we're trying to work on extinguishing all of our debt. And we are getting pretty close to that. If I can just make another $20,000, get this $50,000 loan, we can cut our debt from $15,000 a week down to $5,000. As you can see here, we already took out one loan and paid it off, and it took out a huge chunk of money. This was like $300,000 here. What is that software? This is neofly. Neofly is a career add-on, or you can use it to just make small amounts of money doing freelance jobs. Not too dissimilar to things like Flight Sim Economy. This one just has a graphical user interface. It interfaces with Microsoft Flight Sim via Sim Connect, I believe. But I've worked my way up from a Cessna 152 to a X-Cub. Broke the X-Cub, had to take out a loan, got myself a 172. Broke that 172, had to get out another loan. Luckily I had leveled up. didn't have enough to get a better plane then. Oh wait, no. I got another caravan first. And then I crashed into a tree at Mittagong, just to the southwest of Sydney. Even though I was like only a few feet off the ground, I hit a somewhat invisible tree. Like you could see it. My wingtip would have just clipped it, but it counted as destroying the whole plane, even though I was 50 feet above the ground. So I had to rent out another 172 and do a bunch of jobs there. Though this is actually my second Grand Caravan in the profile. Here we go. You can actually see it in the money tab. So this is all the money that I have made from the start. You start off with $5,000. Each one of these marks represents a... If I do last week balance, here we go. So each one of these, it goes slightly downwards before it... Actually, let's do last day, because it'll be easier to see. Each one goes slightly down because you have your job here at the top, your last job. Then you might have rental, airplane rental fees, airport fees. There's something else here as well. Let's have a look here. Oh, fuel as well, possibly if you're filling up. And then you add on to the money here. So this one here goes up 3 times because we took 3 contracts, and each one counts as a separate one. And so this one here was where you start, airport fees, aircraft rental fees, but then paid for 4 jobs after that. Yeah, it's essentially a career add-on. And we're flying over to Samuel Hill. These are the rest of the jobs going to Samuel Hill from Williamson in Queensland. But I didn't have enough cargo capacity to take any of them. So in terms of all the jobs, you have regular cargo, fragile cargo, just-in-time cargo. This is illicit cargo, which you can only do in GA or helicopter aircraft. It recognizes the sort of plane you're in. And we have passengers and VIP. You need a business like the CJ4, helicopter routes. Tourist attractions, this here you also need GA or helicopter. Passenger secret has to be flown at night to grass runway or hard runway with no lights in something like, again, the CJ4. Emergency, search and rescue, these are really good in helicopters because you need to land at certain positions. Parachuting in GA, that's really good in the VL3 because it's a fast aircraft. Flying banner and advertising, not available at any international airports like Adelaide or Sydney. However, you'd be able to find them at airfields nearby like Parafield and Bankstown. Military interception, yeah. But you need different types of qualifications. You might see that this one here requires a mic qualification. So you also need to get certified in a mic aircraft. Here we go. Where the aircraft is located, how much it costs to do the tests, and which aircraft you will be using, and how far it is to the center, because your pilot moves along with the aircraft. I need to turn on a VNAV very shortly for about 2,500 feet. Since we are reaching our top of descent. Yeah. So right now we're flying a mono turboprop. That's the C qualification here. And I took it in the TBM 930, but it allows you to fly any of the mono turboprops and make money. Obviously, the multi-turboprop things like the King Air 350, the ATR Dash 8 P400. Yeah, and the more stars you have along with your qualification, the more XP you have. So this one here, I'm rated 3 stars in mono turbo because I greased my landing on the touch and go. So you'll be asked to fly up to a certain altitude. You'll maybe do a 180, then a 360, not loops laterally. And then you'll be asked to do a touch and go and then an actual landing. The touch and go is what gives you your star rating here. So if you can get that touch and go down below 50 feet, you get 3 stars. So 3 stars under 50 feet. The flight XP bonus then goes from 2 times to 2.5 times XP, and from 100% money to 130% money. So obviously you want to get qualified as high as you can in an aircraft to get the most money and experience from it. And of course, if you like flying the A320neo, the CJ4, if you don't have the A330 or the fly-by-wire set up as additional aircraft, I am about to overspeed, then you can see the Cessna Citation CJ4 in this list as well. And that's what I did my qualification in because I love flying that plane. CJ4 are one of my favorites. But then it allows you to also fly the fly-by-wire, the A320neo, the Asobo one, and the A330-900. Yeah, it's all a cool career add-on. And I have put about 40 hours into this career so far, to a point where I am half a rank off of captain, which will unlock regional airlines for me. It also unlocks a $1 million loan, at which point we will be able to afford a rental Citation CJ4. I was going to get the King Air 350 until I did my research. And then I realized that the CJ4 has well, I knew that it had a faster top speed, but I thought for sure am I still too high for the glide path? We'll get down a little bit further. We won't go too far down. We have 1 minute. Okay. Where is the runway? Be kind of in front of us. Oh Lord, it is right there. Holy, we are really high. I'm just going to perform a go around here. And we will try again. Trim down, please, for the love of God. Yeah, so we'll actually go like upwind. We'll fly a traffic pattern. We're not going around. We're intentionally doing a traffic pattern. Yeah. That's what we'll say, right? You guys will agree with me on that? Now it's just all about balancing my throttle so I stay level. Where are we flying? We are at, we're about to land at Samuel Hill in Queensland, Yankee Sierra Mike Hotel. We'll fly crosswind shortly. Alright, flying crosswind. And we'll try and rejoin on final 2. Even if I have to reactivate that and give it a bit more speed. Obviously, if you're doing this real procedure, I think you'd be a little further out before doing crosswind, but we don't have to worry too much about that. Alright, that's crosswind. Okay, Stream Elements, what are you doing? Also, Random Idiot, what's up? How you doing today? Sorry, I thought that you were someone else. I didn't realize that you were someone newer in the chat. My bad. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Welcome. I'm doing very well, thank you. It is midnight here at the moment. I'll probably want to consider bed soon. Let's actually get the autopilot going here. We'll select heading, autopilot. Then we will also get our altitude heading down to about 1600 feet. We'll see if we can intercept that glide path at about 1600 feet. By the time we get over to straight and final, we will then use the autopilot to direct us over there while I get my speed in check for landing, and then we will take it in manually. It's 4:30 p.m. for you. Wait, that's not UK. That's like Central Europe. Get back to this tab here. There we go. We should see the glide path start ascending very shortly. As if we don't, we're just going to have to adjust our altitude again, and then we'll make straight in for straight instead of final. We're kind of on par for base right now. Here we go. Here comes the glide path. So when we become straight with it, when it's slightly above that, we will then turn base for straight, and then we will come in final onto the runway. Like I said, this wasn't a mistake on my part. I actually just wanted to do a traffic pattern around the airfield. And I am huffing copium very hard right now. Alright, there we go. The glide path indicator is now coming above the yellow line here. Once it gets up a little higher, I'm actually going to start turning 060 here for base. Whoops. There we go. Then as we get a little bit... Actually, I might need to turn 050 for base. Yeah, that's looking much better. Then as we start getting up to the navigation line here again, and we don't have long, actually only about 2 nautical miles, we will get the flight plan ready for a direct to straight. Also going to give it just a tiny more throttle. So as I start seeing this line possibly moving in, or about half a nautical mile to a nautical mile, we will do straight in. Right, there's our half nautical mile. Let's go. Activate. And would also have helped if I had turned on navigation. So we're coming in a little bit weird, but we're good. I'm going to put on flaps 1 now. I'll slow us down a little bit. Get ready for the throttle to be put in. We want to be about 125 when we put in our second flaps, maybe even a little slower. Glide path indicator is coming down once more, so we'll turn on the approach mode. That will then fixate on the glide path and bring us down vertically as well. And then nav is holding on to our lateral movements. Let's see if we can see the runway. Much better approach this time. Nowhere near as high, still not good. Alright, as we start descending, I'm going to put on flaps 2 so that we don't pick up too much speed. I'm then going to monitor the speed. I want to be descending somewhere around 105 knots. I found that's what works best for me when actually landing, when I start pulling out the throttle. We've got a little bit of wind pushing us around. Have a look here. Wind is 029 at 3 knots. Let's turn off the autopilot. We're at a very good speed right now. I'm happy with that. Just need to make sure that we're not being pushed around too much, that right to left. Alright everyone, tell me that I don't mess this up. Need all the good vibes in the chat right now. Have not had some very good landings. Had some pretty okay ones, but not some great landings yet. Mess it up, I'll go cry. Alright, I'm messing it up. Just for you, mate. Everyone deserves a good cry sometimes. That makes me sound evil. Alright.
500.
I'm going to drop out just a little bit of throttle. Not too much. I need to remember that my neutral position is 30% throttle. And I'm using my Stream Deck to see this information because I can't, like normally you just look down, you'd be able to see it anyway. We're a little low. We're going to skim pretty much right over the top of these trees and, well, I mean we're not skimming, but we are getting close. Drop out the throttle just a tiny bit more. Alright, here we go. Coming in a bit weird.
Nice landing, pilot.
All right, we are down. We will
Taxi to
retract the
parking and shut
flaps.
down your engine.
All right, any guesses on how many feet the landing was? Not bad. It was pretty decent. It was still a little rougher than I would have liked, but it was I mean, I didn't bounce. It was pretty flat. Come on, turn 190. Would you think I were lying if I said it was under 100? Or am I trying to throw you off the game here? Or am I telling you the truth? You guys think I'm lying? I would never. I might bend the truth by 100 knots, but I wouldn't lie. We'll go over the landing report once we get over to parking. Get stuck. Alright, Derv is guessing 125. Random Idiot is guessing 190 along with Kobe. Alright. Alright. Lights the on, landing and strobe come off. I really should have turned them off much sooner. So my stream deck is moving around a lot. I need to check the non-slip pads. Egg. Hey, Kalong, how you doing, mate? These guys are all guessing that I just landed over 100 feet. And closer to 200 in some aspects. I know you didn't see it. It was pretty good. Do you want to get in a guess before I go over the landing report? It was decently smooth. Almost time to leave to catch your flight. Oh, yeah? You had a short sleep and you can't go back to sleep. I feel that. I had 7 hours sleep in the last few days and I napped this afternoon. Actually, it wasn't even a nap. I full on slept for an extra 4 hours. Negative 500. Go bite me, bonk. I'm bad, but you know I'm not that sort of bad. Let's turn off the engines here before they start. The batteries here before they start beeping at us. Off to Singapore. Lovely.
Transporter. Disembarkation in progress. Stand by.
Why is this stuff still on? I'm such an idiot. That off. No, you off. Starter off. Alright, I'm going to turn off the fuel pumps for now too, because I probably will give it a little bit of gas. Yeah, we're like 334 pounds of gas. We're like in the last like 10%-ish. I know you didn't see the landing, that's why it's giving you information. Once these guys have offloaded, I'm just keeping the suspense in right now.
Start your engine.
Nah, I'm good. For now, anyway. Alright. Let's get a cool view of the plane here. There we go. Alright. Let's go over neofly. And yes, I can see why my stream deck was not adhering to the table. Has just a little bit of fluff on the rubber feet. Oh yeah, so much better. Awesome. Okay. Over to neofly. Let's have a look here. Added new passenger job, missing payload. No, we got that payload realism. Here we go. Take off at 11:40. That's about how long our flight was. About a half hour, right? Our landing speed at Samuel Hill was a speed of 76 knots. It's kind of mid in the caravan. Vertical speed of 65 feet per minute. I told you I would not lie to you. We didn't get the butter smooth landing. We were only just above it. To get the great landing, you need under 50 feet. Lies. I should have got the replay tool going for every single landing. So if I get called out for having a bad landing, we can all laugh and cringe together. And then when things like this happen, when I have a good landing, I can disprove you. But anyway, yeah, 65 feet. For a bonus 3 XP there, we got our everything here. We got bonus security for all of the lights used at the right time. Aircraft stress respect bonus for not going too crazy on it. The payload realism for matching the payload up here. Right now it's just a single pilot technically, so it's only 170 pounds. But we matched it to about 2,000 pounds. The qualification gave us an extra XP rate of 2.5%. Normally you just get 2, and then I think 2 stars is 2.25. For a total flight XP reward of 125 XP, the amount of money we lost was $1,500, $1,600, with rented aircraft running costs at $1,000 and airport fees at $618. We then onboarded the passengers for 15,744, 15,781, and 17,312. So if we add all of them together, I think we were going to make $3,700, like $37,500, and I said that we'd lose about $1,500, so we actually made about $36,000, just under. Me with a negative. Okay. But how do you explain my positive 5 feet per minute? I think that was landing at Adelaide too. Adelaide's pretty flat. So I don't understand how I landed at a positive rate of 5 feet per minute. Either way, we made made a lot of money there. I nearly just swore incredibly hard. From here, we can actually go into our loan page or our money page. I mean, look at that. You can see just how much money we made off of that job in comparison to these jobs here. We might get like a small bump. I think these 3 jobs here got more than these 4 here. So it's 140 to 165, so it's $25,000. We went 46 to 80, so we made $35,000. Yeah, crazy. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get the $50,000 loan. Yes. And we are going to pay off the $150,000 loan. So now we have dropped our our rental repayments on this loan here today when we started, which was this spike here is us paying that one off, were $33,000 per week. Obviously that goes down the closer you are to actually paying it off, but it was at $33,000. We then got this loan here, this spike, to pay off this loan here, dropping it from $33,000 to $15,000. We then did enough work to get close enough to pay this one off with a $50,000 loan, dropping it from $15,000 to $5,000. So essentially we've dropped our debt cost to 1/7 of what they were earlier. Man is in a loan trap. Yo, look, honestly, I would much rather prefer the $5,000 to the $33,000, especially if I forget to play for a week or two. That actually becomes more manageable than going bankrupt with like 2 weeks off. You're paying $70,000 instead of paying $10,000. But you know what's better? Being debt-free. Which, if I do one more set of jobs like that, we can pay off this $50,000 loan and we will be debt-free. How much money do we need? We need $25,000 and then enough for fuel as well. Actually, speaking of fuel, let me just top up now. Cheap fuel, $400. There's still over 27. Actually, I'm going to fill up to a half tank. Or closer to a half a tank. And also, when we get enough XP to get to captain and we go to rent our CJ4, when we return this aircraft, we're going to get the deposit back as well. As long as the aircraft is still in pretty good nick, which is the airframe is 86% and the engine is 85.4. I don't think it was 100 when we got it, but I can always go back and have a look. But yeah, so we're very close to paying off all the loans. One more set of passenger flights like that, and we will have all of our loans paid off. Like I said, I'd much rather do the 5,000 to the 33,000. I'm okay with being in that sort of loan trap where I'm using loans to pay off other loans, especially because it brings down the cost so much more. But yeah, one or two more jobs will be financially like kind of at this level again, but loan free. And then we only have to pay for rental costs on the aircraft, which is only $600 instead of the $5,000. Actually, plus the week. Times 7. Like 4,200. But then if we keep getting XP the way we are going, we're going to get that CJ4 really soon. We'll be able to take double the capacity of what we have in here and do it much faster. I love the CJ4. All right, we'll do a couple more. Do you guys want to see a couple more missions? Like, we've been live for nearly 3 hours, but I'm still good to go. Welcome to Plonk. Actually, I would love to see if that exists in X-Play. Flying from Yankee Bravo Romeo Kilo to Yankee Hotel Echo Whiskey. Coming in from the south. Anyway, let's find another job real quick. We'll do one or two more. We'll make sure that all these loans are paid off tonight. And then we can get going. Here's Headlow. This is the aircraft. This is the one that has the National Park Mountain right over it. So you kind of come in from Rockhampton this way, and then it pulls you in. There's like a gap in the mountain that you just narrowly miss here, and then there's like this little peak here that sticks out right at the end that almost kills you. Your Wi-Fi decided to die. Did you resuscitate? Do you need medical assistance? I know a guy. I don't really want to land at Headlow again. I don't really want to fly to Williamson again either, because we literally just came from there. If we fly Headlow, we could probably, the wind was pretty calm, we could probably just come in from the north actually. If we do Headlow and we start having a look at the passengers, we got 6, 7, 5, 6. That is frustrating. We have 2 just-in-time deliveries and a under 200 feet landing for an extra $1,000 on top of that. Oh boy. This extra $1,500 from here would actually just cover our airport fees. But if we break it, then it's not going to give us as much. So do we go with the guaranteed $1,500 less with no chance of breaking it? And then I'll also pick up some passengers as well. Oh wait, hang on. I need to do math here. Where's the 5 passengers? Was there 5? There we go. 1,045. That gives us 1,600. Ooh, that's pretty heavy. Yeah, I'll probably take one of the 1512 ones instead, just to save on a little bit. If need be, I think we can defuel a little bit. We should have enough to get right over to Headlow as well, which is actually a military base. Right, so we'll take the 5 passengers.
Transporter from dispatch. It is passenger mission waiting for you. The boarding will
And
start as soon
a-
as you are at the boarding parking.
1579. Yeah, we're going to have to defuel a little bit.
The passengers are ready to board. I hope you have plenty of room. It looks like they have gone crazy at the duty-free shop.
There you go. I feel comfortable with that. We have caviar on board, and this has to be delivered by flight time must not exceed 57 minutes. Okay, cool. Let's get the plane back on then. We'll turn back on the fuel pumps. Excuse me, both of them. Thank you. Make sure starters are off. They are. Very good.
Transporter from dispatch. You must deliver express packages before the deadline. This time, don't waste time.
What do you mean this time? Bite me.
Transporter from dispatch. Loading express packages. Please stand
Samuel
by.
Hill, we're going to take off to the south because the wind was kind of meh all the way through, so we can probably get away with taking off south. It was only like 3 knots or something to Headlow. What plugin is this? Oops, sorry. This is neofly, Pew. Welcome. You got to go? Alright, see you later, random idiot. Take care.
You are clear to
We'll
start
see you
your engine.
around in Discord, hopefully. Plugin is neofly. It's a standalone program that interfaces with your Microsoft Flight Simulator. We also have to fill up to 2727 pounds as well here. That will turn green once I match it or go above it. It's a standalone program that interfaces with Microsoft Flight Simulator via SimConnect, I believe. You can have it sync your fuel, but you can't have it sync your payload, unfortunately. Alright, the en route procedures, we are going to go in for a visual 1-7. We won't be vectored in, we will be going in straight. And it's going to be pretty flat all the way there. We're going to miss the mountains right here, so I'm not going to fly very high. We're only going to do about 3,000, 4,000 feet. Just enough to not annoy the people below us, and we will climb at 800 feet per minute. We set the barometer. Do we have a meta for Headlow? Well, that was the wrong button. We do not have a meta for Headlow, and we don't have the time to go check up Rockhamptons either, so let's get a pushback sorted. Let's get a manual pushback. Sure, our taxi lights are on. They are. Landing and strobes are off. That's good. Yeah, so the plugin is neofly. You can get it at neofly.net, I think, and they have a Discord where they have a ton of information as well. Of course, if you are not very comfortable in being in larger Discords, you can also come and join mine. There's a link for that in the description of this live stream and on my channel page. Sorry. Plug speed. Let's start pushing back and to the right. We'll do it slow-ish so that we can start up the engines while we are waiting. Fuel boost on, the starter on, and the ignition is on. Make sure we're not gonna... Oh man, that is a sick visual.
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Except that operator there would probably be dead. And then the pushback plugin is the toolbar pushback by ambitious pilots. What a scuffed pushback this is. I should have just planned it. Slow down the tug as it would as you were stopping and stop the pushback. And we'll We'll then close that. We'll wait for the operator to disappear or get out of the way, and then we will start taxiing to runway 17. While we're waiting, we'll also set our trim. Perfect. Set our flaps to take off. Flight control check. Rudders. Perfect. Control check complete. Let's start moving over to the runway. I'm going to get rid of this still because I would like to see the information there. Yeah, if you want to fly a career all the way through from flying your first monoprop, like a Cessna 152, the VL3, there's another one, I forget the name of it, but things like that, you can start off with a monoprop like that. They will give you one and $5,000, and you can start doing a career moving your way all the way through the aircraft chain from monoprop to double prop, mono turboprop, multi turboprop, double jet engines. I like the CJ4 and the A320. Multi-engine like the Boeing 747. Military aircraft, the F-22 Raptor, etc. Things like that in that vein. Helicopters. This gives you options for all of them, but I don't think you can actually start off with a helicopter. Right, real quick, I'm going to have a look here. I think we... Oh, actually, no, I don't want to risk that. I was going to say we might have enough runway to take off from Alpha, but on second thought, that sounds like a bad idea. And as you can see behind us, the windsock very dead. We can get away with a small tailwind here. I just want to make sure that I do clear those trees. If we destroy this plane, the plane is gone. So by the way, I just want to remind people, if you're liking the stream or anything about the channel, be sure to like this live stream and hit the subscribe button. It tells YouTube that you want to see more and that others should also be notified of the content, that it is okay for YouTube. Thanks everyone for considering subscribing and liking, even if it was just for a moment before saying nah. But it's free and you can always change your mind later, so why not? Alright, we are lined up. Give it a little more throttle. If you crash the plane, I will like the stream. If I crash the plane, I am never flying neofly ever again. That means going back into debt. Alright, rotate. Beautiful.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
Ah, why am I over here? We'll crank that. Turn on the autopilot. Retract flaps. Why am I sinking? And why did I jolt like that? Oh, that scared me. There we go. As we're coming into our GPS path here, if we have a look at the flight plan before we get too much further. Out a little bit. You can see here that the only mountain that we have to deal with here is right in front of us, and then after that we are going to pass through a field. So really all we have to worry about is making sure that we skim past this mountain range right here in front of us, as long as we are climbing up high enough. I feel like we're going really slow. We are going really slow. Drop back on the prop a little bit so that it doesn't have to work quite so hard. And we are gaining speed very slightly, so I'm going to climb at 900 feet just to make sure that we are actually going over all that stuff there. Tough but fair. I mean, yeah, I've already put in like 40 hours into this profile. The last thing I need to do is go into debt again just to restart it. That would be like the second major time. The first time happened really early on where we didn't have much money, and I really considered it at that point. But I pushed through. And then when we crashed our 208 Caravan and had to go back to a 172 Skyhawk, that was also a decision that I thought I might end up just stopping, you know. But I pushed through it. And if we crash it and I have to take out another... hang on, let me go over to the loan tab here. And if I have to take out another $650,000 in loan to get myself started again, I'm just not. While we keep all the qualifications and stuff, and we've made a lot of money here, this is a rare case having to make, getting to make this much money. Because usually I'm traveling around Australia taking cargo. So the cargo means that we're not going to make quite as much money because it's based really on the capacity of the plane. By the time you get around to flying A320s and stuff, you know, you take on a hell of a lot of cargo and you start making a ton of money. Until that point, yeah, you're kind of limited. You might make upwards of like $10,000 for a 2-hour flight. Whereas these flights here have all been half an hour and we're making $30,000, you know, $20,000, $30,000. So that's a problem. But on this run here, we're looking to make $29,709 gross. Which is obviously a good amount. That will then push us over the $50,000 line. I will probably not pay off the loan after this flight, but probably the next one, at which point we'll also probably end the stream when we pay that off, knowing that we are completely debt-free other than our aircraft rental costs. And that's the reason why I don't want to pay off that $50,000. Because you go into debt before... sorry, it takes money away before giving you money. So it does your airport fees, your rented aircraft costs while you're flying. It takes them out first. I've never been in debt, and I plan to not be in debt. Even though, even today, we've gotten very, very close. We got right down... At one point, once it takes out all the fees and stuff, we got right down to 7,866. Not the lowest it's been. The lowest it's been since starting. Ooh. Okay, at some stage, back in mid-July, we ended up at 4,239. And that's the lowest we've been. $4,289. Oh, sorry, $4,239, my bad. Do a barrel roll. I don't think I'd be able to do a barrel roll in this. Like, actually, we're pretty weighty right now. We're 2,735 pounds. Right, I'm going to make sure that we do not miss this one. We'll turn on the VNav here for 1,600 feet. Take out the throttle just a little bit so that when we hit straight, we don't have to do quite as much work. Oh, sorry, at the top of the descent, we don't have to do quite as much work to slow it down again, because obviously do that and I'll actually like the stream. Nah, still not worth. I think the only way I can say that I would do anything that might potentially destroy the plane, because there's also the aircraft stress as well, right? I think the only way I would do it is like starting to get a Navigraph subscription sorted. At the least. Oh my lord, that is the mountain range where we are landing. Hopefully all this cloud cover is just up above us. Right, let's adjust our speed here real quick. Doesn't matter if we're going slower than 150 or just above it. If I buy you Navigraph, would you do a barrel? No, probably not. Not in this plane. At least not right now. I would like another time, but not right now. Otherwise it's just more debt. And I do not want more debt. Where is the ATIS in the VAT pack? I see it there, and I've gone right to it. Meta, here we go. We'll go Rockhampton as our closest, because alright, so here we go. Rockhampton, updated at 14:30 Zulu. That's about a half hour ago. Auto, no wind, 9,000 visibility, scattered clouds at 2,500 feet, 17 degrees, QNH 1018, no rainfall. So it might just be cruising through the clouds, but it still looks extremely foggy down there, which is where our runway is. Actually, no, our runway is more over here. Set up the approach mode. Now that we are established, we can start bringing in some flaps. I'm going to slow down a little bit here so we actually get the flaps 1 speed. Then as we cross over final, or throw in flaps 2, or just past flaps 2. Nah, I'm just joking about stuff like that, Clonk, honestly. Like, I want people to support the stream because they like the content, not because I'm going to do a barrel roll and destroy my plane and hate my life again. Like, I didn't pick up neofly for like a week or two when I did when I crashed my plane accidentally. And I had to again because I wasn't quite comfortable doing Vatsim yet. So that was my main source of content at the time. Seems that a lot of people don't really like me doing neofly. Everyone just prefers me doing Vatsim. Alright, make sure our speed is in check, then I will take off the autopilot. We do have a very light tailwind. We are 024 at 2 knots. It's not enough to make a real difference.
500.
Alright, autopilot is off.
500.
I'm descending this whole time. What sort of ditches are down there to tell me 500 multiple times? I'm getting Brisbane vibes again, where I was 1,000. 1,000. 1,000. At a very good approach speed here. Alright, everyone, get ready to write in your guesses for how heavy we land. You can base it off of what the person says as well at the end, if you want. We're coming in way too high here. Ooh. Loading.
You greased that landing. Ace.
Alright, get your guesses in.
Transporter from dispatch. Clear the runway and taxi to parking.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, 4. I didn't mean multiple guesses. Alright, which way was that guy facing? Okay, we're coming in around them. We actually have a marshal. Holy. Retract flaps, lights. My landing and strobe lights were off, so we may not actually get the safety bonus. But it's fine. 110. Okay, Clonk says 950. Do you want to take a real guess there, bud? Or is 950 your real guess? There is no way you guess 950 legitimately. I don't know, like 60. Okay. Why are you telling me to go right still, dude? There you go. Better parking. He actually crossed the wands. That should be engine off. Let's go over to neofly. Get them to deboard the everyone and everything.
Okay, pilot. The guests are leaving the aircraft now.
Ooh. Wow, that fog in the back is really cool. I like that. Okay. Apparently we did stall a little bit. That's like right at takeoff. No.
Transport from dispatch. Someone is coming to take the cargo. I'll call
So
you
I
when
did
it's done.
forget to turn on the landing and strobe lights. That's going to cost us a little bit. I'm just giving you that info straight up a little bit. Here we go. Onto the near-flight information. We landed at Headlow, speed 7-8 knots. I'm very consistent with the speed at a vertical speed of 34 feet per minute. I knew it was under 50 when she said that we greased it. So I actually had Vatpack website covering neofly, so I couldn't see it.
You can start your
Excuse
engine
me.
now.
And apparently our taxi speed was over 30 knots because I didn't have the landing and strobes on it. Counted as taxiing too fast. Which again is my fault. So we got a butter smooth landing at 34 feet per minute with a bonus 5 XP. We're not going to get safety bonus. But we did get the payload bonus of 3 XP with a total flight XP of 60 XP. And we paid about 1,200 in fees, making this about 2,100 with 16 and a half. 3,700. No, 1,000. Jesus. Yeah, but don't float it. Yeah. Yeah, well, I knew that I was floating and I dropped off the throttle once I realized I was actually floating it and not touching the ground. Otherwise, we would have landed a lot sooner. Maybe, I still think it was a really good approach. Maybe around 70 to 80 feet. Maybe 90. But yeah, you're right. I'd much rather land it on the bars rather than float it, but it's weird. I can land the A320. Well, at least I feel I can land the A320 better than this, and it's much bigger. Anyway, with that, we now have enough money to pay off our loan here, and we will still have about $15,000. So the rented aircraft cost here is $576. This is the one that you pay during each flight. So each flight you pay, depending on how long you fly for, it's like per hour. I wonder if we actually look up the 208, if we can see just how much that would be roughly, because they're all roughly the same. So price per flight hour is $1,800. So if you fly for an hour, you lose $1,800. And then also about $1,300 per day. So if I were to not play while having no loans, I can go about 10 days. So that's what I'm going to do. We might only have $14,000. We are now completely debt-free, other than the rental stuff, but you kind of expect that with a rental. Excuse me. So when we get into captain, we could... Wait, am I... Okay, I was going to say we could buy a 208, but we can't buy a 208. They're still a little bit out of our price range. Actually, no, we could buy one, but then we'd be taking on 2 loans. And that's just too much. I'd much rather get the CJ4. If you look here, the max fuel, 2211. Range, 9... Is that an accurate? 6. 964 nautical miles. The payload is 3,857 with a cruise speed of 195 knots. True airspeed. And then if we look up the CJ4 to rent, CJ4 is 5,000. Is that an 8 or a 6? I can't tell. 5,827 pounds. The range is 2,165 nautical miles. The payload is 7,250 pounds. And the cruise speed of 451, sorry. So we'd be able to do major city hops in the CJ4 with a ton of cargo. Enough for like 3 of those jobs that we had before for like 17,000 in over that short distance. Imagine what it's going to be like if you fly a CJ4 from Brisbane to Sydney. Like, you're going to end up making a lot of money in cargo. CJ4 is faster but guzzles more gas. Exactly. But that's the trade-off, isn't it? I don't mind having to spend some on gas. Gas is pretty cheap. If we go back here and have a look-see, if we were to fill this up to half, so what's that, 1,100? So about 600 pounds of fuel. I'm not going to fill it up here. Here we go, 1111, close enough, is $800. That is nothing. But then if we were doing a CJ4, like, we might actually have to fill up 2211, right? That's still only $2,000. I'm not sure if fuel changes based on the type of aircraft you're in, though. I can't see the air fuel calculations being too much further off based on, like, further apart based on which aircraft you're flying, honestly. You'd rather a plane that can carry more but is slower. Right, let's compare the CJ4 to the Beechcraft King Air then. So I'm going to write these stats here in the chat. 5827 2165 72 50 450 17. Right. So that is the Citation CJ4, and you can rent one for as little as $878,000. Keep that in mind as well, $878,000. Actually, I'm going to write that down. Then we look at the King Air 350, which is the plane that is probably the most comparable to the CJ4, but slower. Okay, so you can rent this for 728,000. So 150k less, but takes 3611 pounds, 1,808 nautical miles, 6,545 pounds of goods. The cruise speed is 244 true airspeed and 9 passengers. At 728. So when you start comparing those two, the 150,000, like the amount of distance it can go is very comparable. Very comparable. But it can hold like 2,000 pounds more fuel as well. And an extra 700 pounds of cargo, which actually doesn't make sense when you think about it. I think the King Air should be able to take more cargo than the CJ4 personally. When you look at their aircraft models, it definitely looks like the King Air should be able to, yeah, take more. It actually looks like a cargo passenger plane, you know. But for the extra $150 to have, plus then I'd also have to get qualified in the multi-turboprop plane as well. I mean, obviously it's not too much more. It's $3,500. So you add that on, it's like 732k instead. Plus travel costs, which wouldn't be that much more either. Maybe another couple $100. So maybe 733, 734 by the time you're done. But I've already done my e-license test, which was 5,500. So add that on. 883k all up. But our next loan will be able to buy for $1 million, so why not just go for the one that can do more, carry more, move faster, you know? Because that's one thing that it really does have over the other one is speed. And that coupled with the carrying capacity, you know, it might not be much more, but it might be enough to get that one extra cargo job rather than trying to fit 2 passengers on, which might actually give you more money. Excuse me, I apologize. Or of course you can go to the 747, which apparently there is not one anywhere. Actually, I want to look at a Neo. Just look up fly-by-wire. This one here is 76 million to buy. But look at that. The payload is 80,000 pounds. It's literally more than 10 times the amount of the CJ4 with the same qualification. Now, you might actually be able to rent an A320. Here we go. You can rent an A320 for $10 million. This is the Asobo one though, obviously. But yeah, just, it's nuts. You might be able to rent the fly-by-wire. I might just be too far away from any of them. If I look at like Adelaide, there might be one there. Nope, the Adelaide one was there. But you can also rent a Boeing 747. I mean, that payload there is like twice as much as the A320 again. No, this is 501,000. Hang on. Yeah, 83,000, 501,000. You do the math. But then that's also 39 million just to rent. I mean, it's still cheaper than getting a 320 to buy. Which is, it's like half the cost. That's insane. Might need to learn to fly the 747. All right, are we doing one more flight for financial security? We're at $14,000 right now. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do one more very short flight to Rockhampton. Back to where we started this stream. So if I bring up neofly again, we'll take some cargo and a passenger. We should have enough fuel, no problems. Let's have a look here. Yeah, we're only in the yellow. We'll be like red by the time we get there, but we'll have some financial security at the end of it, so. 1528. So we want another 1,500 pound. That's 1,400. That's 16. Okay, so if we take the the lesser passengers, 6 passengers, and the cargo, we should be good.
Hello, transporter. Your cargo is waiting for you in the parking. Transporter,
Hey,
loading
Junkie,
has
how you
started.
doing, mate?
Stand by.
Good morning. Alright, let's get the plane sorted again. The fuel pumps are still on, so we don't have to worry about that. Let's turn on the battery. We'll start prepping for startup here. Make sure that our starter and everything... We still have fuel boost on. I use so much fuel. Oh, get off! I use so much fuel doing that then. Get the flight plan sorted. Let's get this one cleared out. And we are going from Headlow to
Good day, pilot.
Rockhampton.
We have a lot of excited passengers ready to board today. Let me know when you are ready for them.
We're going to be taking off to the north, so we'll be taking off 3-5.
Transporter, boarding has started.
And the destination will be Rockhampton via Goken. Runway 15. Because we will only have a very small tailwind again. Select the approach. We're going to do RNAV RNAV 15 via Goken. Load, and then we will want,
You can start
I think,
your engine
Daddies on the way. Like the arrival. Oh, okay. Need to zoom out here. That's the wrong way. Let's try ABVA real quick. 15. That is not the one we want. Let's clear that. Yes, clear. Yes, clear. Yes. We might just need to put in Daddies manually. I'm sure I saw Daddies in there before. Ah! Select the approach. RNAV. Via Goken. Maybe I just need to put it in manually. Because it's a good midpoint there, so... Daddies. Or is it Daddis? It's more fun to say Daddies. Got my first exam in Boston ARTCC. Oh no. When can you take it again? Runway 35 to Daddies, then arriving RNAV 15. Let's get out Chart Fox here. Let's see if we don't float so much this time, right? Might do a 17-hour long haul. Jesus Christ, you're nuts. Alright, we're not going to fly very high now. We're just going to fly around 3,000. Let's see what our arrival altitude is into Rockhampton. Look here, the approach. No, we want RNP, runway 15. Via Gokun is 3,500 feet. Okay, we are going to cruise to 3,500 then. Since this flight won't take more than about 20 minutes. Maybe. I don't know. It won't be very long. We just want that financial security here. Let's start getting a pushback set up. I can't see anything because we're on a grass runway. Lovely. A grass strip, sorry. Let's request that pushback. Man, that fog is so cool. Look at that wind. Dead. Yeah, it's having some issues connecting because of the way that it was lining up with us. So, I guess, I'm not sure if you saw it, but it was kind of jittering a little bit, which is a telltale sign that it's not going to go. So, I was just gonna get that going right there so that we can get going and finish up this stream. It's a hard ARTCC to train at. Don't worry. If you fail, it just means that there's room for improvement. And that you can do and learn more, which is really cool. Alright, let's get the plane started up now. I flew into San Francisco. Wait, that's San Francisco, right?
You're good to go. Contact the tower for clearance.
Yesterday in a 7879 and couldn't see a thing because of fog. Jesus Christ, it's scary. Bad enough. I'm not sure if you saw the pictures as I was flying into Canberra the other day. That was awful. And it was night, so it was really hard to see anything. Alright, flaps 1, ready for takeoff. Set pitch trim. Oh, probably a bit much. We're about to back taxi, so I'll turn on the strobe and landing lights now. Also, currently the time in game is 1:35 p.m. It is mirroring my current time, but 12 hours apart. Because flying at night kind of sucks to all these airstrips, so I'm like, may as well give it some form of time comparison. I just need to go in with fresh mindset and study up on the standard operating procedure. Yeah. No, I believe you got this. Even if it takes a few times, it just means, you know, if you take it a few times, it means you learn something new each time and that you're persistent at learning what it is they want you to learn. There's actually a runway going across that way. I never noticed it. I mean, I think I've seen it on the map, but I've never actually seen it. Oh, Rockhampton is just over this mountain, by the way. The one in the back. We might end up getting a foggy approach there too. Needed 80%, you scored 79. Oh my god, what a kick in the teeth. And the fact that you know they can't just give you an exception for being so close. Hello, please keep moving. Alright, flap set. Altitude set. Vertical speed set. Lights not fully set yet. Taxi lights off. Let's have a look here. Propeller is 100%. We'll probably want to start flying on the path as soon as we take off, that we're not wasting any of your time or mine. Like, I could probably keep flying all day, all night, sorry, but I really should try and get some sleep at some stage. And I kind of want to play some Town of Salem too, if Derb is awake enough to. Okay, there's our takeoff.
Pilot from dispatch. Fly safe.
Thank you. Autopilot on. We're already following the GPS. We're going to take a little bit out of the prop. And just a tiny bit out of the throttle. And I want to climb at 800 feet, not 900. Such a nice plane. I'm gonna miss flying the Caravan once we move past it. Just been so cool. Been a good plane to us. Except for the time it crashed, that sucked. But we don't talk about that. As we pass Daddy's right there, we're now flying over towards Gokun. And then from there, we're going to be Rockhampton, North India. You can see the top of descent moving backwards. It should meet us at North India or even at Gokun as we get closer to the 3500. Let's actually climb up a little more. But it does say on the chart here, if I bring that over, 3,500 feet at Gokun, and then above 3,000 feet at this point here until Brickney. So don't be surprised if that top of descent moves from Brickney all the way over to Gokun very quickly. Actually, it might just stay at Brickney because it understands that's when we start descending. So. Actually, I might need to put the same ducking on the computer on ATC as I... Nah. It's okay. They are at 3,500. Top of descent, sitting right next to Brickney there. There we go. You can see it right there very clearly now. Like I said, very, very... Oh my god, look at this landscape. We are definitely landing in that. There's no doubt we're landing in that. This is going to be interesting. We're getting lost in the sauce, boys. I need a drink too. I have just run out of my other drink. Knowing that this would also be the last flight, so I didn't go too hard on it. Let's have a look here. Prop RPM. Doing just fine. Whiskey time. I wish. It's 1 a.m. though. I don't even think we have any spirits in the house. We might have a bit of a tailwind. I'm having a hard time slowing down to 150 knots. Let's hit the approach button here. Flaps 1 as we're turning in. Then when we hit the approach, we will start descending. We will regain some of that speed. Not anymore. I drank the last night before last. Dang it. Oh, you drank the last night before last. Yeah. Runway is completely hidden right now. I know that it follows this river, so the runway probably about here-ish. No, the 196, that was vodka anyway. Yeah. Alright, we're going to slow down to 125 knots now, ready for flaps 2. So we are actually following the river all the way down. So runway probably here-ish. I know you kind of fly over a horizontal part as you are coming in, so... Derv, are you interested in some Town of Salem games when I am done streaming? Or are you keen for bed? A couple? Awesome. And for anyone who doesn't know, Town of Salem is a social deduction game. They should just make Town of Salem 1 free at this point, I think. Even though Town of Salem 1 could possibly be a dead game, but it's like $5. Like, all linear classic, I am unfazed. Whatever you would like to do, I am happy with. Alright, as we bring in flaps 2, I'm going to have to pump the throttle a little more because we are about to lose a lot of speed in flaps. I'll create a party and wait. Okay. Sounds good. Also, sorry if my volume keeps dipping in and out. I need to adjust my loud max plug-in, or maybe just add a slight compressor for a little extra gain on my microphone for when I am a little further away. Well, you have a good one, sir. Enjoyed the flight and the stream. Neofly shared cockpit. Yeah, sounds pretty good at some stage if you're interested in doing a Neofly shared cockpit. I'm trying to get something sorted with VerbGym at the moment as well. We need to do a test shared cockpit flight for our flight in preparations for the flight for the Q&A video. Once again, if anyone's around and wants to ask an Australian ATC controller Any questions about Vatsim? Please do so over in the community tab on my page. While you're there, also, why not subscribe to the channel? Helps out a bunch. Cheers. And if I grease this landing, anyone who ever watches this part of this VOD or live stream has to like and subscribe. Greasing it under 50 feet. That's the challenge. I'm going in. I can't even see the runway right now. Hang on, let's see. Oh, there it is. Runway is in sight. You're staying for the landing now? Oh, Lord. I had a good one before, but I floated a lot. Alright. Winds are 034 at 0 knots. We are completely dead wind right now. Let's turn off the autopilot and let's try and bring this thing in.
500.
I'll give you 500. Oh, that sounds like I'm trying to do something illegal. Please, not now. Dropping out some of the throttle. Pretty good speed. Oh my god, not again, please. Drop out a little more. Tiny more.
That wasn't the softest landing I've seen.
I would say that was over 100 feet.
Taxi to parking and shut down your engine.
I can't see right now. My YouTube is covering neofly. That wasn't too bad. I mean, the touchdown zone area, like touchdown landing area, was pretty good. I think that was pretty much the only thing that was really good about it, though. Alright, get your guesses in. My flight. I can't even see where is it? Okay, I see it now. 149, 175. Trying to figure out which of you two is closer right now. Do we win a prize? I don't have any prizes. So, no, you're just doing it for clout to say that you got it right. You're good with bragging rights? Good, because that's all I can offer. Let's see how close I got the wheel to the land. Okay, I'm a little short. Nothing terrible. Shut down the plane here for good. It's pretty sure oh my god, we still had the battery and everything off too. Avionics are coming off. The fuel pumps are coming off. Everything is coming off except for my clothes. Let's hit the action button there. Welcome back, Random Media. Unfortunately, we're just about to finish up.
You can open the doors and begin the disembarkation.
We just did a landing here back into Rockhampton where we started. I mean, you look... Well, let me actually set the drone to have a fast speed here. There we go. Look at the area around Rockhampton. This is where we just landed. Visibility was a bit poor as we were coming in.
Transport from dispatch. Okay, nice job. Someone is
like
coming to take the cargo. I'll call you when it's done.
Not exactly great. Not the worst I've ever been. The worst I've ever been in was getting to like here and only just seeing the approach lights on the runway. That was in Adelaide one morning. It was awful. In an A320.
Let's go.
All right, here we go. The results of the thing. Dervale was closer. Not by much. You guys were like pretty much dead even either side. The landing speed, 83 knots, so it was a little faster than I've been doing tonight, with a vertical speed of 164 feet. Giving Derv the edge by like 4 feet per minute or something like that, something crazy. We did get a smooth landing. We also got a bunch of bonuses. We got bonus security, the aircraft stress respect bonus, and the payload realism bonus, giving us the extra 8 XP there. With an XP rate of 2.5 times, we ended up gaining 75 XP from that flight. The rented aircraft costs and airport fees equaled up to roughly $1,200, just under, about $1,180. We made $9,500 here, so cancel that to, what is it, like minus $1,200, so $8,300 from that one and $8,600 from there. So we secured ourselves about $16,000 to $17,000 net. On that last flight. The best thing about today is that we can say we are once again debt free. All of our loans, this was the big one here, started off at $330,000 in debt here with this loan, $33,000 in repayments a week. We ended up getting this loan here to pay off this big loan here, slicing our loan in half from $33,000 to $15,000. We then did enough jobs to get this loan here to cover the cost. And we sliced this loan here from $15,000 to $5,000, and then just ended up making enough money to pay off this loan, $50,000. We lost a couple $100 in there as the interest gets added on straight away. So we didn't pay back $150,000. We paid back like $170,000 or whatever instead. So we ended up losing a little bit of money, but through that, we cleared our $500,000 debt. So losing a couple $1,000s in there when you're paying $33,000 a week, not a big deal, honestly. Let's have a look here. It was just a guess. I don't play flight sims. I'm a truck sim person. Yeah, true. Got a whole wheel going now. Yeah, I also have a wheel. I have a Logitech G27 sitting in the room next to me. It's like 10 years old now. It actually is 10 years old. I got it when I went to PAX in 2013. I think it was held in August at that point, because it was the first Australian PAX. And I bought it in a Dick Smith in Melbourne. So I also have a wheel. Y'all ever do convoys? I know Derv does. I wouldn't be against it either. I feel like it'd be fun to do a big long job all together. The problem is that I don't have a ton of the expansions, so we'd have to limit it to that sort of deal. But yeah, it's easy enough to do a convoy. And we might get one sorted at some stage as part of a community event. First up, I know people want to do the flight community events. They want to do Vatsim, VFR, IFR, whatever. And we need to get that sorted, so I'm going to need to start putting that all together for everyone in the Discord. But with that, that's going to do it for me. Thanks everyone so much for coming and hanging out. It's been 4 hours, and this was just meant to be a late night lazy stream. It ended up being a fantastic stream, and I might need to consider streaming in this time slot a little more. The viewership was a lot higher than an afternoon stream for me. But that being said, oh, and with that, we can also possibly do more Vatsim during the streams as well, because the controllers start picking up in the evening, so. But anyway, I'm going to go play some Town of Salem 2 with Dervale. If there's anyone here who hasn't yet, please be sure to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you do want to see more. Next Vatsim video will be a little bit delayed, as I do want to record Milk Run Monday here in Australia, get the ATC all the way through and catch a bunch of ATC radio chatter and everything. I'll make it a really cool video. We might even live stream that right through the flight process and everything. So the next Vatsim video will be a little bit late. I apologize. But after that, it should be back to kind of normal. Thanks everyone for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss that Vatsim video, and I will see you again sometime very soon. Until that time, everyone, take care of yourselves. Ciao, everyone. Have a good night, day, time zone, whatever. Enjoy, everyone. Whee!